Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
A wild weekend in Marquette at the Superior Dome, and some fantastic finishes in Battle Creek. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. Trailing by 12 with just over 1 minute remaining in the Division I 8-player football championship game, the odds of Martin pulling off a comeback against Inland Lakes were not very good. But then Gavin Myers threw a touchdown pass to Tegan Harris. Next, Martin recovered an onside kick. And with just 5 seconds to go,
now Branch moves over to the right side as well. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Myers looks, pressure comes. He's going to go up the middle. Keeps it on the right side of the 5. Dives for the end zone, and he's in! Touchdown, Martin, with 5 seconds to go. The Clippers have completed the comeback.
That was Matt Chapkus of the MHSAA Championship Radio Network on the call as Myers ran it in from 21 yards out to give Martin a 30-26 win and a state title. In Division II, Adrian Lenawee Christian capped a perfect 13-0 season with a 36-18 win over Marion. Easton Boggs hauled in 9 passes for 210 yards and 3 scores for the Cougars. Quarterback Sam Lutz threw for 350 yards and he added 2 rushing touchdowns. Marion finishes a fantastic season at 11-1. The Eagles put up more than 50 points per game on average this year. For more on both of the 8-player championship games, check out MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, in the Lower Peninsula Girls Swim and Dive Championships, Ann Arbor Pioneer captured the title in Division I. It is the school's 4th straight D1 championship. In Division II, Farmington Hills Mercy is your champion. Mercy won by more than 125 points and captured the school's first swimming and diving title since 2019. And the final game ball goes to East Grand Rapids in Division III as they captured their 7th championship in girls swim and dive in the last 8 years.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
For the second consecutive season, coaches will have the ability to challenge plays during the 11-player football finals. All potential scoring and turnover plays will continue to be automatically reviewed. But again this year, coaches will be allowed to challenge 1 play per regulation and 1 in overtime, with some restrictions. First, a team must have a timeout available and call it to initiate a review. Second, there are a limited number of items that can be reviewed. Those include catch or no catch, ball carrier in or out of bounds, forward or backwards pass, and a handful of others. If successful, the coach will be given back the timeout. In overtime, coaches can challenge once, no matter how many overtime periods are played, and only if they have a timeout.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. On the volleyball court at Kellogg Arena in Battle Creek, 4 champions were crowned. Let's start with Division I, where Farmington Hills Mercy dropped the first 2 sets to Grand Rapids Forest Hills Northern before storming back and winning in 5. In Division II, North Branch won its 2nd straight title, this one in straight sets over Grand Rapids West Catholic. Division III saw Kalamazoo Christian defeat Traverse City St. Francis in 4 sets. It's the first volleyball title in school history for the Comets. Holland DeVries finished with 16 kills and 27 digs in the victory. And in Division 4, after being down 2-0 in both the semifinals and finals, Clarkston Everest Collegiate won its first volleyball state title. They knocked off Leland in the title match after beating Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central in 5 sets in the semis. Coverage of all 4 divisions can be found at MHSAA.com. That wraps up the fall season here on This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we will see you in the new year with the winter season in full swing.
Landis to drive, swatted off the backboard by Regneris. Bulldogs push to Cam. He'll go to the line for one more. Gathers, right circle. Schweiger leaves it for Westrick. Over to Bates. Shot, scores. On the power play, Braden Bates, the sophomore defenseman, 35-34. Maynard down the left side of the lane. Reaching shot off the window. Good for Taryn Maynard. Free throw up. Too strong. Fight for the rebound on the floor. Maynard has it, ripping away up top for Titus. Zeros across the scoreboard, and Jettison has won. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Breslin Center and game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you here. Kicking around corner, Stockwell again, and one! Right elbow, skips the right corner to Watson, catch and shoot 3, splash! Muskegon has taken the lead, 47-46. His right hand hook shot, no good. Ball hangs above the rim. Tyron Thomas skies and tomahawks home the rebound, 40-36 Northview. The play of the day from Tyron Thomas. And hello everyone, and welcome to game night on Michigan Sports Radio, and welcome to night 2 as we wrap up the 2023 and the annual Zeeland Holiday Showcase. We've moved across the hall, just a couple steps on over to Zeeland West High School tonight, and we get to kind of play back what we saw last night. We get to play it back in kind of an impromptu consolation and championship game as we have the winners and the losers from last night's game taking on each other. We start with the teams that did fall last night to open things up, and we welcome you inside here, and we most importantly also welcome back the star of the show. Chandler Timmer is back with me tonight. CT, great to see you once again. Merry Christmas. I don't know if I've seen you since then. I think all of our audience has. Welcome on back. The prodigal son has returned. We're excited to have you. I know everyone only tunes in for you anyway.
Right,
Great to see you. But exciting night of a couple basketball games, especially that second one. Zeeland West and Rockford going to provide a lot of storylines, I think, for many.
Yeah, I think so. I think, a good opportunity now to get back-to-back games for both these teams, and it works out. Yeah, both these teams lost yesterday, and right away in a holiday week get to turn around and kind of try to fix some things, go against another opponent here, and even though it's not really a tournament setting, kind of feels like it. And so another good matchup, I think, in both of these games, really. Yeah,
absolutely. This first game, Covenant Christian, Zeeland East, both very competitive games, but differently competitive. You know, Zeeland East and Rockford were tied 34-34 at the half. No one could miss in that game. Second half, Rockford locked things up defensively, turned around quite a bit as just Rockford then offensively went off as well and turned that into a double-digit win. But for Zeeland East yesterday, you look at their offense. They scored 55 as a team, 22 for B.J. Walker, 21 for Lane Risden. So the storylines from this game certainly are going to start right there with this Zeeland East team as they are fast, they can score a lot of points, but with Caleb Clairbout, their terrific sophomore, out with an injury right now in the early part of the season, it truly has been the Walker and Risden show, and they are a very dynamic duo. The athleticism of Walker, the size with Risden, at the pace in which they run, a very unique dynamic duo that, again, last night made up for like 80% of their offense or more.
Yeah, I think so. I think, when you're down a scorer like Clairbout, you're relying on those top guys that already were some leading scorers for this Chicks team that to really step up, and now night in and night out with Clairbout out, they're going to have to continue to put up some pretty big numbers. You see both those guys getting into the 20-point range, and in order for this team to be successful on the offensive end, likely going to rely on some contributions from those guys very similar to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Covenant Christian falling yesterday and falling to 4-4 on the year for head coach Tyler Schimmel. It was a 10-point loss to Zeeland West. A game they were tied or nearly tied at the end of the first quarter. Back and forth they went. Second quarter, huge advantage, 20-6. The second quarter was won by Zeeland West. But then the Chargers up the tempo, up the intensity a little bit on the ball game, and slowly started to close things down a little bit down the stretch. Just fell short in the end, but this is a highly talented team. Ben Elzinga, incredible post presence at 6'6", a very talented player that can pull off a lot. He led their second half comeback. A lot to learn about this team as well. They've played a very tough schedule, and again, this is a Division III team that's playing up against Division I powerhouses, so that also goes to show how impressive last night their grinding near comeback was.
Yeah, I think so. Able to figure some things out after halftime there and kind of come up with a game plan that was going to lead to some success, even though the comeback fell a little bit short. Got them in a good place, and now get to come right back, and we'll see if they stick to a similar style of game and kind of figure out that what was working for them just last night and use that to try to get a win here against Zeeland East.
Yeah, a lot to get to. Zeeland East, some quick stats for head coach Jeff Carlson. The Chicks scoring 63.8 points per game on the year. They're giving up 61.9. Well, Chandler, we've seen Zeeland East play before. We've seen a team that was a state championship type contender a few years ago as well in playoff competition. The one thing that stands out the most about Zeeland East is how different this team looks for Coach Carlson than what we're used to. Traditionally, Zeeland East is one of, if not the slowest teams pace-wise. They're willing to grind with you, turn into a possession-by-possession game. This team is up and running, offensively focused. It's a much different look of what we've ever seen out of Zeeland East.
Yeah, I think so. I think, some of that, some different personnel in there and some ball handlers for this Chicks team. But yeah, a few years back, you think of the teams that were in the district play and in the state tournament, and you look at some teams that they had some tremendous players, and they knew exactly the matchups they wanted to get to, and they would run some slow half-court possessions, get into it, and then get to the shot that they wanted. This year, going a little bit more up-tempo, quickly getting their athletes up and down the floor.
All right, we got a packed night ahead here at Zeeland West. It's night 2 of the Zeeland Holiday Tournament. We've got the teams that fell last night looking to come out of this clash with that much better of a feeling as we head into the new year and the conference season. And then we've got Rockford and Zeeland West in a clash of titans and a clash of teams that have got some postseason run potential, I think, in them as well that we will see to close out our night. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot more to get to here on our Centennial Security.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
You can feel confident choosing Farmers, which means a black cat doesn't always spell bad news.
What about a gang of them?
Actually, a group of cats is called a clouder. Isn't that right, tough guy?
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
MGN, here's the driver. I am Chandler 2.
Oh, wow.
We're going to leave this in.
All right.
This is staying in the show. He is Chandler Timmer. I am Nate Dreyer. This is what happens when you work together for 6 years. The names are one.
We're just one, yeah.
Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. Michigan game night, tailgate report. We clearly have to stop talking. I do at least. I will see you all. I see you too. Friday night, Granville, Wyoming. I think 6:30. We're on the air for that. Goodbye.
You like cartoons? This has our logo on the front, on the back. The Bulldogs, the biggest games, the best teams. That's our tagline because we do all of that, even though it makes some people mad.
So I'm glad to see that after Tuckas came and went, that. Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
That things are still on track there. God. Jennison. Things that stand out. Davison is going to kick everyone's. Bleep that. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. And he has returned
He's still on the beach. We've been bugging him about it all week long, but Chandler Timmer joins me here on the Bates Agency pregame show. CT, you seem to be doing better than the rest of us.
Yeah, I know it's pretty nice down here. I kind of like covering basketball this way.
I'm sure you do.
Continue looking to this moving forward.
I can't blame you one bit. All right.
Let's talk a little bit more about Forest Hill Central, because when you... Waylon Haney just hit a half-court buzzer beater to win the game. At the buzzer, the JV game. Granville wins 55-52.
Rather than just always relying on one player.
Yeah, Scott Bates Agency pregame show continues here on game night on Michigan Sports Radio. CT, I think the next thing that you have to mention most notably in this contest is break me every time still. Every single time that happens, it gets me. The winners still go to the Heartland student section last year at the Breslin Center. Those guys win every time. Season. And we'll wrap up our broadcast with the Heinz Orthodontics smile of the game. Grown at that point guard position. Tough backcourt in general. Getting to some of those other pieces that we have out there. After 3 years, it finally almost came down on me. Good catch. I don't know what kid caught that, but that was a good catch. But regardless, a tough back.
Do you have any comments on the trolls?
No, I mean, I'm with you.
You're friends with the trolls? You are a troll?
Well, I have troll tendencies potentially when it comes to egging you on, I guess, but...
Your flight's at 5 or your...
Yeah, the flight out of Panama City is like at 5, and we don't get home till like midnight, so...
That sucks. So you're actually... That was a lie. You're not going to be tuning in.
Yeah, no, if I'm at the airport at that time, I will be, but I'm likely missing most of it.
Okay. We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Centennial Securities pregame show here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dryard, Chandler Timmer, back with this evening from Zeeland West, night 2 of the Zeeland Holiday Showcase, and getting a little bit closer to what I said is kind of the unofficial consolation game of this showcase. Covenant Christian and Zeeland East each losing their respective games last night at Zeeland East, so back at it tonight to open our evening with a chance to come away and kind of close out their non-conference play and work their way into the new year with a positive feeling. The one main talking point, of course, from this ball game, I think, is going to be the post battle in this game. Ben Elzinga, the terrific 6'6" junior, plays inside and out, but in particular yesterday for Covenant Christian, he was incredible on the interior in the second half. He's a left-handed, very crafty big man with good size, well built at 6'6", and then Lane Risden, the 6'9" senior for Zeeland East, as good of a scorer as you're going to find. He shoots the ball well, scores inside and out, runs the floor, defends with all that length as well. It's an interesting matchup, where the taller of the two players is a little bit more the outside-in big man versus a little bit smaller guy is more of the crafty postman in this game.
Yeah, I think that's what really makes that matchup the most interesting. Is you look at, even though Elzinga giving up some size in terms of height to Risden, he's the one that maybe has a little bit more of the interior game in the paint area where he can use some of that muscle, a little bit stockier player in that area to where he can try to maneuver Risden around, potentially get a little bit closer to the basket and have the advantage potentially there. Risden, though, with his size and his ability to shoot the ball from beyond the arc, be able to get some shots up there, maybe get some separation from Elzinga if that matchup stays on both ends.
Look at the Chargers warming up right now. Covenant Christian team that they also are a fast-moving team, 61 points per game of the year. They gave up 54.5. A lot of unique defenses that they'll throw at you as well. They're willing to go to some matchup zones and some different looks for Coach Schimmel, and that's also interesting. You've got all the speed, all the length of Zeeland East. What's the best way to stop speed, to stop length? A lot of times it's to bring out some of those different zone looks, and I think we'll be looking at for Covenant Christian to try to do just that tonight.
Yeah, very well possible that they've got some defensive adjustments that they can make. We'll see if it's something they want to start the game off with, initially knowing the scouting report against the Chicks, or if that's something that kind of test out the man-to-man defense as the game goes along. You always have that as an option to potentially go to try to change up the pace of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting a little bit closer, about 8.5 minutes away still from getting this one underway. We again, thanks for everyone tuning in tonight to Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio for our coverage. Covenant Christian, Zeeland East opening our night. Zeeland West and Rockford will close us out. And CT, as always, want to thank Centennial Securities and Farmers Insurance, presenting sponsors of Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio, for all they do to help us be able to bring this coverage. And thanks again to both Josh Glarum at Zeeland East, Jordan Banstra at Zeeland West, the athletic directors, for not just putting on this event, but working with us with the Huddle Cam, with some of the things we've been able to do in terms of video and some cool coverage stuff. By the way, also, if you're a Granville Bulldogs fan coming, this coverage of the Huddle Cam, we've got a couple things to put in place, but this is coming for the new year at Granville games as well. So we're up in the video coverage. That also will be football. So for everyone that had problems, as you certainly would, trying to follow along with our zoomed out camera during football season, we've got that coming as well. So some cool things. And as always, looking to kind of take things to the next level, season by season, doing just that here on Game Night. A lot more still to get to here on the Centennial Securities pregame show. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
The 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas, the point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times, or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Hey everyone, Nate from Michigan Game Night. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the MGN shop. You can find it through MichiganGameNight.com or the Michigan Game Night page on Michigan Sports Radio. Click on the Buy MGN Merch button or tab on either page and find your way on over. You can check out a store that has hats, beanies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, water bottles, and everything in between, from just simple MGN logo designs to playoff featured designs, designs with famous calls and moments from MGN, and much, much more. Make sure you check out the MGN shop through MichiganGameNight.com or MichiganSportsRadio.com/MGN.
Can you identify your number 1 personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. Have you recently collided with a deer or been caught in an unfortunate accident? Don't worry, Car Center Collision and Glass is your trusted partner to bring your vehicle back to life. With convenient branches in Cedar Springs, Burton Heights, Alpine, and Big Rapids, we're right around the corner to provide expert assistance. From collision repairs to mechanical fixes, we're your one-stop solution for all your car needs. Check us out at carcentermi.com.
All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. Game night on Michigan Sports Radio rolls on. We roll on also with our Centennial Securities pregame show. Zeeland East Covenant Christian getting that much closer to tip off in this one, CT. Let's kind of look at some keys to the game for Coach Schimmel for Covenant Christian, for Coach Carlson for Zeeland East. What are some of the things I think both of these, or you think both of these teams are looking at this evening?
Yeah, I think for Covenant Christian, I think we kind of mentioned the possibility that they could throw some different defensive looks out there, some zones where they could really try to slow down the Chicks' offensive attack. And I think from that, you look at the combination of B.J. Walker and Lane Risden, and kind of got that guard-forward combination to where the ball handling ability of Walker, the ability to try to dump it into the middle, and also on the outside to Risden as a potential counter to that, and that kind of back and forth, who's able to control the pace through it.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be fascinating. And again, we can't stress enough, like, you and I have seen Zeeland East play in plenty of occasions in the past couple of years under Coach Carlson. I guess it's probably the sign of a good coach, being able to look at, all right, what do we have in terms of all this young running talent? Let's change things up a little bit. This is traditionally a slow team. I mean, there's really no other way to put it when you look at what their base offense has traditionally been throughout the years, and they're going quick, and they're scoring a lot of points. I mean, I think, what was it, the West Ottawa game, they scored 77. They scored like 79 to beat Hamilton in a game that both teams scored 75 plus in. So, I mean, you go from a team that was comfortable winning 40-35 to a team that's run and gun winning by scoring 77 points to have to win some games. So it certainly is interesting, the change there, and then it'll be interesting the way that Covenant Christian tries to match it, because Covenant Christian likes to go quick on their own accord offensively, but they might defensively, with some of the zone looks and whatever you talked about, be willing to check it out, or to change things up. I mean, it's the great thing about high school basketball. We talk about it every game. It seems like that the pace winds up being our #1 talking point of what we're looking at and how the game could be won or lost. This is a game where we don't necessarily know what each team wants the winning or losing pace to be at. We have an idea Zeeland East might want to be faster, but it's even tough to 100% say that for certain.
Yeah, it sure is. I think you always kind of run into that too when you've got some teams that can go at multiple different paces in a game where neither team has set a true pace, or a game where they're going to totally run it at a certain tempo, as to where Zeeland East used to be. You were trying to get to 40 points, and now much more of an up-tempo team, but somewhere down in there the coaching staff still kind of likes that, and that could also be a possibility. So both these teams will be feeling each other out a little bit as this game starts to try to figure it out.
And again, Caleb Clairbout, the sophomore, again out of the lineup tonight for Zeeland East, in a walking boot, and working that off with an early season injury he suffered. So hopefully Chicks will be able to get him back as we work our way towards the playoff run down the stretch. But they're very, very talented sophomore. Comes from a family that were near state champions for them, with a pair of brothers that were part of that team a couple of years ago. Certainly a big loss for the Chicks. Clairbout out again, and everyone else will come back, and we'll get set to get this one underway in just a few minutes. And in just a few seconds, we're going to hand things over to the PA. We'll get to the national anthem, we'll get you your starting lineups, and we'll get this one underway here tonight from Zeeland West. You've been tuned in to the Centennial Securities pregame show here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Let's hand it on over to the PA and to the national anthem.
Throws it in, nobody touches it, so he travels. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first of two main events. This is game 5 by 6. One of our main events here. And before we get things started, we'd like to ask everybody to stand and honor America with the flag of our national anthem. We also would like to invite everybody to sing along. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats. That's what I thought. Okay, perfect. Chargers will start off the time as they take on the Zeeland Chicks. And starting today for the Chargers, they are number 2, Brett Kenya. Also at guard, number 3, Carter Stolten. At forward, number 10, Spencer Holstead. Also at forward, number 11, Mike Greaves. And the big man to the left side, number 32, Ben Elsinga. The coming Christian Chargers are coached by head coach Tyler Kimmel and assistant coach Tom Pastor. And now for your Zeeland Chicks. Starting in guard number 1, Eli Walcott. Also in guard number 2, TJ Walker. At guard number 3, Will Versteg. At forward number 22, Quincy Cone. And also at forward number 33, Lane Rinson. Your Chicks are coached by head coach Jeff Carlson, assistant coaches Tyler Bartolucci and Drew Hewitt. Tonight's referees are Thomas Starks, Ness Earl, and Andrew Zuma. Let's go, gentlemen. Let's play some basketball.
All right, welcome back inside. Looks like a quick little tech issue on the huddle cam that we're connected to. So we'll have kind of a more limited look at this ball game right here. Zeeland East will open up with the basketball. We'll do radio coverage until we get things underway. Left wing, Lane Risden puts up a triple, and Risden able to knock that one down and put Zeeland East on the board to open things up. So the Chicks the early advantage in this one.
Right away, Risden outside. They get a screen set for him. Elzinga goes underneath. Way too much room there. Risden able to get a shot up and hit on his first one from deep.
Right wing turning with the basketball, Spencer Holsteg. Angles across the floor. Tome on him defensively. Handoff on the wing for Camigo. Works to the right-hand dribble to the top of the key. Arms stretched wide. B.J. Walker watching him defensively. Feed right wing on to Holsteg. Holsteg turning on the pivot foot, crosses across Elzinga around the screen, left elbow, launches a jumper off the left side of the rim, no good. Rebound down to the Chicks and pushed up the middle of the floor with Will Versteg. Versteg on the wing defended by Skolten. Swung left corner to Risden, working on the pivot foot with 7 minutes to go in the first. Fed up top to Walcott. Ducks around a defender. Drives. Feeds right corner to Versteg. Running into the lane. Right-hand floater. Off the connector. No good. Rebound ripped down by Covenant and pushed on ahead up the right side of the floor with Holsteg. To the top of the key. Got around Tome. Dump pass. On to a cutting Elzinga. Left-hand shot. Off the window and good. Ben Elzinga able to put Covenant Christian on the board. 6:36 to go in the first. 3-2 ball game. Risden left corner for the Chicks, working the pivot foot up top to Walker. Toes the three-point line, now starts the dribble. He'll back it out, feed with the right hand into the right wing to Walcott. Back left side to Risden. Risden left corner, Tome. Tome left wing to Versteg. DeVries with a hand in his face. Hand off on the curl to Walker, top of the key. Right corner to Risden, the big guy. Works the baseline, kicks up top to Walker. Down the right side of the lane, leaning floater off the right side of the rim, no. Rebound Holsteg, he'll go for a run. Has it poked from behind by Walker. Chicks back, take back over in the front court. Dump pass on to Walcott. Right hand hook shot, falls short off the right side of the rim. Covenant Christian going with a run down the left side of the floor to DeVries. Whip pass right corner, towing the out of bounds line. Holsteg able to settle it down. He'll launch an 18-foot long two from the baseline. Rattles out, no good. Rebound down to Risden. 5:45 and less in the first. 3-2 Zeeland East. And again, a couple quick technical difficulties we're working through. Going radio coverage here until we're able to solve those. Driving inside is Walker. A two-hand shot is blocked. He is fouled as he gets hit alongside the head. 5:35 to go in the first. 3-2. And that'll be the first foul on Holsteg and the first of the ball game.
Yeah, last time down the floor we saw the Chicks a slower possession, trying to get into that half-court offense. Really unable to get into anything until Walker was able to attack, even though he missed the shot. This one a little bit quicker into it. Able to go to strong to the right side, gets fouled on this attempt.
Walker able to hit the first free throw of one more coming. 6'3" junior. Had 22 points last night to lead the Chicks against Rockford. Both he and Risden went 20-plus in the ball game. Second free throw down and good for Walker. Able to hit both his shots to open up his ball game. 5-2. Zeeland East with 5.5 to go in the early stages of this ball game. Elzinga at the top of the key, working around a screen down the right side of the lane, hands in the corner, triple try, splash, Carter Skolton knocks it down, and Covenant Christian knocks the ball game at 5.
Elzinga stepping out there and handling the basketball and able to get the assist. Enough of a move with the basketball to step in the middle, draw the defender over, kick it out, and able to find Skolton there, who's open.
Risden skip pass down to the right block for Walker. Jump stop, two-hand feed, left corner for Steg. Drives the baseline, pull-up jumper, deflected away by Holsteg. Rebound Elzinga, skipped on to Kaminga. Up the near side of the floor, right to left over the timeline with 4:50 to go in the first. Kaminga to the right elbow, kicks right corner, catch and shoot three. DeVries rattles out, rebound to Risden. 4:43 and less in the first, all knotted at 5. Zeeland East and Covenant Christian.
Yeah, DeVries wide open in the corner there. Defense well off, but tough rattle out.
Drive from Walker to the basket, able to hang in the air, draw the contact, and a right-hand shot is good for Walker. That'll send the 6'3 junior to the stripe. That is foul number 1 on Kaminga. Free throw is good for Walker. Zeeland East goes back on top. Walker bends the knees, right-hand free throw, got it. He is perfect so far at the stripe. He's got 4, and his team goes back up 2. 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Covenant Christian wearing the home whites as the traveling team tonight. It's the yellow, the gold uniforms for Zeeland East. Off a missed shot, rebound staying with Covenant Christian, right corner on to Kaminga. Kaminga hands off to the corner to a curling Skolton. Skolton stopped up defensively by Walcott, kicks up top. Kaminga poked out of there by Walker, stolen back away by Skolton. He'll drive the basket, Euro step, reverse layup, rattles home, tied at 7 once again, off a nice move in the lane. Drive the length of the floor. Versteeg takes it to the basket, gets hacked, gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. 4 minutes exactly to go in the first. We're knotted at 7.
Yeah, the Chargers there, that last bucket created entirely by Skolton, not giving up on the play, able to get in there, turn that into a one-on-one fast break opportunity, but then right away you see the Chicks going quickly back down the other way. Versteeg able to get an opportunity in transition as well.
Versteeg misses the first. Couple of substitutions is Dietmer along with Strange will check in for Covenant Christian. That foul was the first on Mike DeVries, 3rd on the team for Covenant Christian. Will Drenick, the freshman guard, will check in for the Chicks for the first time. Walcott will take a seat. Again, working through some quick technical things on the huddle cam. Will get reset in just a moment. Second free throw rattles home at the stripe for Versteeg. He's on the score sheet. Zeeland East goes back on top. 3:57 and less to go first quarter. 8-7 ball game. Left wing Strange with it, 5'10 senior guard. Lobbing it for Elzinga and high pointing the basketball from behind. Versteeg knocks it along the back wall, out of bounds, baseline left inbound coming up here for Covenant Christian.
Nice read by Versteeg. Coming on the double team as soon as he sees that entry pass, try to float over the top to Elzinga, able to get in there and knock a piece of it.
Elzinga was the intended target on the inbound. Risden stole it straight away, drives the length of the floor, corrects midair with Skolton coming late, and is able to lay it in off the window and score. Zeeland East goes up 3 as Risden's got 5 of the ball game. 3.5 to go first quarter. Pass to the left corner on its way to Dietmer is tipped into the Zeeland East bench by Versteeg. It stays left side inbound with Covenant Christian.
Starting to see some of those deflected passes, active hands from the Chicks defense turning into opportunities the other direction. Risden just getting that lane a second ago there. Another one knocked out of bounds.
Skolton feeding right corner Strange. Skolton to the top of the key. Feeding across, extra pass into the corner for Dietmer. Tries a 3 off the front rim, no. Rebound tracked down on a second effort by Elzinga. Turning on the right pivot foot. Skip pass, right block Strange. Works the baseline, hands off Elzinga. Floater is good. Pure from Elzinga, the lefty. Brings Covenant Christian back within 1, and the Chargers show a little bit of full court pressure here. They'll pull it off. 3 minutes to go in the first. Up top, Vera stares at the basket, feeds up top for Risden. He'll back it out left wing for Versteeg to reset the offense here. Both teams man-to-man defensively opening up. Versteeg hounded defensively by Skolton to Walker in the right wing. Walker will direct some traffic, dribble left wing, skips it left elbow to Risden, turns his back on Elzinga, spins it to 3, 60 and fell for Versteeg, 13-9 Zeeland East.
Versteeg, the guy that could potentially be that third scorer for the Chicks. It's been a lot of Walker and Risden, as we talked about, but Versteeg now finding that scoring touch as well.
Left baseline, triple try from Skolton, no good, but he's fouled on the shot, and Carter Skolton will go to the line for 3. First foul of the ball game on Covenant Christian. Fourth foul of the game on, or first foul of the game on Zeeland East. And it will send Skolton to the line. 2:24 to go in the first. First for Skolton, falls short, no good.
Skolton early on been the leading scorer for the Chargers. 5 points so far in the first. And a 3 just a second ago. Now a chance at the free throw line.
Second one good. And as you can see, we're back and running. And we'll get 2 of 3. And the Chicks will start it up with 2:16 and less to go here in the first. Walker to Risden. Foul off the ball, and it'll once again go back the other way here with Covenant.
Foul created by Carter Skolton, chasing Versteg all around the floor, forcing the push off little elbow, trying to extend and create some separation. He was trying to turn the corner. Defense there, that's the effort, drawing the foul.
And the corner, Skolton, he's got 7 in the hot hand so far for the Chargers. Works the baseline, kicks to the corner. Kaminga triple. Unable to get that one to fall. Stays with the Chargers. Elzinga, the big guy, teeing it up and hitting it from the corner. Covenant Christian back on top.
Chargers taking advantage of some offensive rebounds. Got to put back a few minutes ago there. The 3, Elzinga able to step out and hit one from the corner.
Vera. Wing Risden tries the 3. Unable to get that one to go. Nearly had the big men trading triples, and now Risden picking one off, playing like a free safety role right there, and will set things up offensively. The big man versus big man matchup that we certainly were looking forward to is not disappointed early in this one. Versteg off the drive, getting the hands free, and an offensive foul gives it back the other way. 3 fouls now on either team with 1:14 in the first.
Versteg trying to make the aggressive move there and split the defense. Try to drive to the basket, but the Covenant defense understanding that as well. Strange able to get his feet set, anticipate the drive.
Versteg off the foul will take a seat right here. We'll see Drenick, the freshman, check back in for Coach Carlson. Strange stopped on the baseline drive. Here's Elzinga, had the size advantage and able to get the finish. They got that mismatch they wanted. Ben Elzinga's got 9. Walcott on the speeding weave, knocked to the floor by Dietmar. Held ball is called. Alternating possession will send it back the other way with the Chargers. 48 seconds to go in the first, and that 3-point advantage for the Chargers.
Chargers been able to find a nice mix of able to get Elzinga involved down in the post there on that last one. Nice cut to the basket, able to get him the basketball quickly. But also been able to hit a couple shots from the outside. It's got them the lead here early in the game, early in the first half.
Piles Matome in for the respective teams. Lane Risden will get a bit of a short breather right here. 48 seconds to go. Hosteg on the wing, knocked free by Tome into the backcourt. Walker chasing after that one. And the Chicks take it with B.J. Walker with 35 seconds. Tome, handoff Drenick. 26 seconds with space. Vera, he had a couple triples in the first half last night off the bench. He'll get a second chance. Good effort on the follow. Chicks back within 1. Jacob Vera sticking with it. Strange picked up by Walcott. And again, Zeeland East coming to the basketball. Final second off the clock. And that'll do it for the first. 16-15, a fun back and forth affair to open this one up. Don't go anywhere.
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
Then shut it down. All right, welcome back to Zeeland West. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, end of one, and a fun one for sure. The big men are doing, the teams are doing. It's a game that certainly has had the intensity and the pace and shot making that we were kind of expecting in this one.
It sure did. Risden, the leading scorer for the Chicks there in the first quarter. He had 5 points, had a 3, and Elziga leading the way for the Chargers. He had 9 points, also had a 3 in there. So both big men kind of showing the diversity of their game and getting some shots down near the basket, able to step out as well.
All right, Chicks, we'll start up here with Will Drenick as we open up our second quarter. Both these teams lost yesterday to open the showcase, looking to close things with a win here. As the lob to Risden will go the Chargers' way. Elzinga will find his way back on the floor right here. Jaden Bilesma, 5'11 guard, will remain out for Covenant Christian, run the offense. Saw a little bit of him yesterday in the game against Zeeland West. Holsteg all the way across to DeVries. Trying to find Bilesma on the lob. We've seen that a few times, and I think it makes sense for Zeeland East defense. They're willing to front the post with their 6'9" defender, and trying to get those lobs in over top of Risden is certainly a difficult thing to try to achieve.
Yeah, it's a small window to try to get in there. I've seen the Chargers be able to do it occasionally, but Risden now a couple times been able to get a piece of it, or the help defender been able to get in there as well.
This is Evan Pipe with the basketball. They're on him defensively. Holsteg to the wing to the corner to Bilesma. Elzinga turns his back, can't get the finish. Flying rebound to Pipe. Bilesma, triple try, got it.
It's been the Chargers who have been able to capitalize on the offensive glass the most. A couple times now, able to get the offensive rebound, kick it out, get an open 3.
Drenick poked and stolen. It was Zeeland East on the defensive end, picking up some steals in the last quarter. Covenant Christian trying to flip that script. Bilesma finding the big guy, and Elzinga is grabbed and fouled first of the quarter. 5:54 to go, and that foul will go on the freshman Drenick.
Number 4, Garnick is first. Team fourth. Correction, team first. Garnick is in for the
6'4" wing Holsteg to throw in. Elzinga versus Risden. Now Holsteg, he thought about the mid-range pull-up. Kind of the leading scorers and big matchup for both teams faced up right now on this end of the floor. From the corner, a triple is off the mark for Bilesma. Or sorry, for Pipe. Go back the other way with the Chicks. Vera along the baseline is fouled. Now one on either team in the second frame.
Off the missed 3, the Chicks able to chase the rebound down and go pretty quickly up the floor. Vera catching the corner, and then nice little hesitation. Drive along the baseline. Defender late to try to close that one out.
Lane Risden to the corner for Stagg. Can't get the rattle. That looked more down than out. But it'll go Covenant Christian's way. With some speed, Skolton on the drive gets fouled. Skolton 7 points in the first quarter. Skolton will go to the line. Second foul of the quarter on Zeeland East, and that is foul number 1 on Walcott.
Yeah, Walcott, I think, caught a little bit by surprise. Skolton looked like he was going to slow down and potentially get into the offense. Instead, quickly into that right-handed drive, able to get the foul. You see Walcott wrapped up there as he had his arm all over him.
Tome back on the floor, driving and getting the harassed finish.
Able to hit the pass over the top, but then still able to, the defense contesting it. Tough one for Tome to go in.
Skolton, corner gets another one. Carter Skolton. He's got 11. And a timeout from the Zeeland East bench. We'll take
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
Turn that in. All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. 5:53 on the second quarter clock. Covenant Christian up 23-17 over Zeeland East. Carter Skolton, 11 points. If there can be a quiet 11 points story in the game, he's kind of had it. Just found a way, hit a couple threes, driving well. Skolton certainly leading the way right now from the outside in offensively for Covenant Christian.
Yeah, it's been a nice little 7-2 rather run for the Chargers to open up the second quarter. A couple threes, the one from Skolton, as you mentioned, pipe hitting one as well, and the Chargers extending their lead here early in the second.
Walker, 4 points after he had 22 last night. Risden has 5 after he had 21. Chick big man has it knocked away by Elzinga, stays and now goes the other way. Offensive foul. Got Risden on that one on the screen. That's the third of the quarter on East. Baseline drive, Skolton. And now the foul will, the ball will be out of bounds and go back the other way here with East.
Skolton again trying to attack to the basket, but that time the Chicks defense, a couple guys up in the air, contested it. Skolton at the last second realized if he was going to go up with that shot was going to get blocked, ended up holding on to it, up and down, travel.
Corner, triple try. Tome can't get that one to fall, and Walcott is fouled. Strange will check back in for the Chargers. Foul on DeVries, his second, team second with 5:07 in the second. And DeVries will be the one taking a breather.
Yeah, last couple stoppages, Coach Carlson for the Chicks trying to encourage his guys to attack the offensive glass. They're finally able to get a piece of one, draw the foul call, another possession.
Walker able to get free, swatted by Holsteg. Holsteg, Kamiga stared at the basket. He'll lose it, and East will run with Risden. They're letting the big man operate the offense here in the full court. Stopping on a dime, and Versteeg will reset the offense. Versteeg had 23 points against West Ottawa a couple games ago. Held very quiet last night. Walker swatted by Kamiga as he tried the tough turnaround shot. No looker, corner, Elzinga, 3, offensive foul as he got it off. Vera will check in here for Zeeland East, and the Chicks take back over. 3 fouls on either team in the frame.
Holsteg going to kick that one to the left corner, and would have been an open 3 look, but continuation after he had dumped it off, ended up still running through the defender, even though he had already passed the basketball off and wasn't looking to try to score himself.
Versteeg poked into the backcourt by Skolton. Risden will set it up for Vera. Versteeg, quick pass around to Risden. Tries a tough one and got it from the mid-range. So it makes him so dangerous, CT. He's not just a big man that's looking to get his back to the basket and use the frame in that manner at the block. He can certainly score from the mid-range and deep. Skolton, 3 to answer. Third triple of the game for Carter Skolton.
Skolton really feeling it now. His third triple already of the game here in the first half. And for the Chicks, I think you'll see a little bit more now. Risden again controlling the basketball off the floor.
Risden stopped by Elzinga. Walcott with a bit of space. 3.5 to go in the second. Chargers pushing to Skolton. Kamiga. Elzinga draws the contact, goes to the line.
The basketball IQ there from Elzinga underneath the basket. Was pretty tight along the baseline and was more than likely looking to dish that one off. He was kind of had his eyes in the opposite side corner, but as soon as he felt the contact there, he understands able to go up and try to go that left-handed shot, gonna get a couple of free throws out of it.
Foul on Versteeg. That's the team's 4th for East in the quarter. Elzinga unable to convert at the line there. He had 9 in the first quarter, scoreless so far in the second. Risden. Vera with space. Off the mark with that one. They found a little bit of room, but have been unable to knock really anything down in the second quarter. Skolton tries another one, hits again. Unconscious start for Carter Skolton. And a timeout on the floor. Carter Skolton leading the way. He's got 17, and Covenant Christian's got a 29-19 10-point lead.
It's a beautiful time of year, but for many, it is also the beginning of allergy season, which means lots of sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, runny nose, constant drainage, or ear pressure. These are all allergy symptoms we regularly treat. Don't let your allergy stop you from enjoying what you love to do outdoors. We have several ear, nose, throat, and allergy specialists ready to see you. Find us online at MichiganENTallergy.com. We look forward to helping you enjoy the outdoors again.
Welcome back, Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer here from Zeeland West High School. 2:47 to go, second quarter, and Covenant Christian has taken a 10-point advantage with a hot second quarter, and it's mostly come from Carter Skolton, now 17, including 4 triples from the senior guard.
Skolton's been impressive, 10 points coming in the second quarter here now, and really caught fire from beyond the arc, pretty much knocking down everything he sees right now. Extending the double-digit lead for the Chargers.
Yeah, absolutely. Been so impressive. Risden with 7 leading the way right now offensively for the Chicks as they've been letting their big man certainly do a lot of the offensive work. 2:45 to go, second quarter.
Hey, 1, 2, 2.
Covenant Christian brings out their 1-2-2 matchup zone here out of the break. Tome finding Walker for Steg. First time we've seen the Chargers break out this look. Used a lot of it last night against Zeeland West. Tome lobbing inside, and they're able to force the turnover eventually out of the swinging matchup zone. Kaminga off the drive, straight to the rack. Nice take from Brett Kaminga.
The adjustment out of the timeout to switch up the defense. The 1-2-2 is something we anticipated a little bit in the pregame. Going to it here in the second quarter. Able to get a turnover, and then Kaminga, his first points of the game on the other end.
Inside 2 minutes to go here in the second. Walcott swinging Tome. Walker reached into by Strange there. He'll take it hard to the hole and get to the line. Quiet night for B.J. Walker. So far, he's exclusively scored at the line. 4 in the first quarter, has not scored yet in the second. We'll see if the standout 6'3 junior can get something going here offensively for the Chicks. They certainly will need him to get going if they're going to try to get their way back into this ball game. Risden will check back in as Walker gets his 5th point of the night. Ten-point ball game. Under 2 minutes here. Kaminga will set up the offense. Walker matches up on him defensively. Elzinga on the wing with 93 seconds. Skip to the corner, swung Elzinga. Finds Skolton. Trying to find the big man. Tome picks it. Hands all over the place, and Walcott will set it up for Versteeg. Walcott, mid-range. Can't get the rattle. Walker, the follow. Walcott again, and finally, on the third chance, Zeeland East able to get on the board with Walcott for the first time.
Bunch of opportunities, bunch of looks there for the Chicks. Finally, Walcott able to get one to fall down, all right around the basket.
Stranger on the screen inside the final minute, trying to feed Elzinga, and Walcott active there defensively again. He's had his hands all over the place defensively. Risden out of the corner, finding BJ Walker. Back to Risden, the big guy, tees up the triple. 38 seconds. Dietmar on the run. Camigo with 30. Nearly stolen by Walcott again. Carter Skolton, another one from deep.
Carter Skolton just cannot give him any space. Walcott trying to anticipate that pass and get a hand on it, but he missed. Allowed the separation for Skolton to get another one up.
Risden to the rack, blocked by Elzinga. 11 seconds, Camigo on the run. Corner, Skolton, can he get another one? He can! Carter Skolton, unconscious, and he ends the first half exactly how it should have ended. Skolton north of 20 points with an incredible first half showing, and Covenant Christian has the lead at the break. Chandler will transition in to our Farmers Insurance halftime show, and the show has to start with Carter Skolton. Unbelievable first half of play from that young man.
Yeah, truly incredible. One of the best shooting halves you'll see in high school basketball. He had a respectable 7 points at the end of the first quarter and then just went absolutely crazy from beyond the arc there in the second. Had 5 triples alone, added another one in the first, so just a tremendous offensive output from him in the first half.
Absolutely unbelievable. Skolton certainly leading the way and leading his team to be up big. 37-23 at the break. Covenant Christian over Zeeland East. We're going to step aside, be right back here from Zeeland West. A lot more still to get.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Michigan hearing experts sell and service several brands of hearing aids. Are you having trouble having a conversation or unable to hear the latest play of the game? We perform comprehensive hearing exams and use real ear measurements to ensure optimal functioning hearing aids for your unique needs. Our highly trained doctors of audiology are dedicated to helping you reconnect with your world. Visit MichiganHearingExperts.com to find a location near you and take the first step towards better hearing with Michigan Hearing Expert.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grsshof.com.
I don't know if it's going to be on us. It might be. And welcome back, everyone, to Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. This is our Farmers Insurance halftime show. 37-23 at the break. Covenant Christian over Zeeland East. CT, if you can take us through some of our scoring, please.
All right, yeah, we'll start on the Zeeland East side. Lane Risden led the Chicks with 7 points. Walker had 6 points. Versteg with 4. And then Walcott, Vera, and Tome all with 2 points for the Chargers, leading all scorers by a margin. Carter Skolton, 23 points. Elzinga had 9. All of his came in the first quarter. Then Pipe had a 3, and Camiga with 2.
Yeah, no, it was an incredible performance from Carter Skolton. We started off Ben Elzinga with 9 in the first quarter, talking about what he was doing so incredibly well in the first half of this one, but then Skolton certainly taking over. BJ Walker quiet for Zeeland East. Lane Risden kind of quiet in the second quarter. It just completely turned into the Carter Skolton show. It's kind of a tough game where both teams are struggling to make shots out of number 3 for the Chargers, really.
Yeah, I think so. I think both teams you saw having some issues really getting into their offense. Neither team really able to get out and run either as we maybe anticipated, but then it was Carter Skolton just really settling the Chargers offense in. When you've got a guy that's on fire like he is, just find a way to get him the basketball, get him a little bit of space, and right now everything seems to be falling.
Yeah, a lot more still to get to here at the half. Don't go anywhere. We're right back here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio and our Farmers Insurance halftime.
The 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas, the point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Hey everyone, Nate from Michigan Game Night. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the MGN shop. You can find it through MichiganGameNight.com or the Michigan Game Night page on Michigan Sports Radio. Click on the Buy MGN Merch button or tab on either page and find your way on over. You can check out a store that has hats, beanies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, water bottles, and everything in between, from just simple MGN logo designs to playoff featured designs, designs with famous calls and moments from MGN, and much, much more. Make sure you check out the MGN shop through MichiganGameNight.com or MichiganSportsRadio.com/MGN.
Can you identify your number 1 personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to Zeeland West. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer here on our Farmers Insurance halftime show. Getting a little bit closer to getting things back underway. Second half, All Covenant Christian at the break in game 1 of the evening, 37-23. And Carter Skolton with 23, the leading story in this ball game. But I want to talk a little bit about the Battle of the Bigs, which is something that we certainly thought was going to be one of the dominant stories of this ball game. Ben Elzinga versus Lane Risden, very close there. 9 points for Elzinga, all coming in the first quarter. Risden was 7. Risden defensively, a couple steals that he's thrown in and different things as well. But for the most part, things have been pretty even in that matchup. They each have had solid ball games. And again, it's Carter Skolton in the backcourt lighting things up. That's really your difference in the score.
Yeah, it's been a pretty similar game script for both Elzinga and Risden at this point. Both got off to pretty hot starts. Offensively, Risden hitting a 3 almost immediately. Elzinga as well, 3 and a couple 2s as well to get off to a quick start. But then both have slowed down or have been neutralized a little bit on the offensive end, making contributions on defense, able to get some blocks and some rebounds for both of those guys. But offensively, been able to have been taken out of the game a little bit as the second quarter went along.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly has been the case. Of course, again, as always, big shout out and big thank you to Centennial Securities Farmers Insurance for helping present Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Second half, Chandler, I'll kind of hand over to you. What are some of the keys that you think we're looking at in this game, mostly on the Zeeland East side, because they have to find a way to start chipping into things? You would think. I think a lot of it's going to probably revolve around B.J. Walker and what he's going to be able to do, trying to find his offensive groove.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's been trying to kind of find it offensively, been able to get to the line where all his scoring has came, but continuing to be aggressive, trying to drive to the basket, create off from that. I think Risden's going to have some opportunities if you get a guy like Walker able to attack and get the defense to collapse a little bit. I think also just on the whole here, coaching staff for the Chicks trying to urge just team basketball on the offensive end. It's been a lot of one guy attacking and then the rest of the guys standing around and trying to get some more movement and team offensive basketball for the Zeeland East side.
All right, we are about set to go to the third quarter for Covenant Christian. Carter Skolton, probably a big part of your X factor. I mean, a guy playing like that can really, in a lot of ways, kind of clean some things up. It was not the cleanest start for Covenant Christian. Some fouls, some missed shots outside of him. They were trailing throughout the first quarter until Skolton started going off. So I'm sure Coach Schimmel and company are looking for probably a little bit more of a team-wide stronger performance outside of just a terrific senior went off for 23.
Yeah, I think you can't expect Skolton to replicate that first half, but at the same time, continue to give him some opportunities until he starts to cool off, and you've got a guy hot like that. Continue to give him some chances, but I think playing off from some of that shot-making ability, maybe have some options on the interior with Elzinga. So now you're not strictly relying on Skolton to try to put up another 23 points in the second half.
Teams that or lineups that open the ball game will open our second half. Again at the break, Lane Risden, the leading scorer for Zeeland East with 7. Carter Skolton with 23 leads all scorers after one. It will be Kaminga starting up the offense here for the Chargers. Elzinga turning on Risden. Risden gets the block, and it'll go the other way.
A really good defense from Lane Risden there in the post along the left block. Elzinga trying to spin around and maneuver him, use his muscle a little bit, but Risden holding strong, forcing him in a tough spot along the baseline behind the backboard.
Tome defended by Holsteg. Walker bounding into the lane. He'll go to the line. Been really the leading part of B.J. Walker's offense in this game, Chandler, just trying to get inside and trying to do what he can to draw some contact offensively.
Yeah, that one able to catch it in the mid-range, and as he was trying to turn towards the basket, the reach-in foul occurring there, and Walker going to try to add some more points at the free throw line.
Foul was on Kaminga, by the way. 6 now for B.J. Walker. Kaminga with Walker watching. DeVries swinging corner to Skolton. Walcott staying out with him as that defensive matchup. Elzinga gives it straight away to Walker against Kaminga. Tried to throw it down, and it'll go Covenant Christian's way. Holsteg, tough move, and knocks it down. Looks like a sure 3 on one end, or a sure 2 on one end, turns into 3 on the other end.
Holsteg able to create separation there, a little step back move, difficult shot. Gets that one to fall. Walker had the opportunity, looked like he was kind of caught between laying it in, trying to dunk it, ended up coming up a little bit short.
Walker from the corner, able to knock it down. We said it, B.J. Walker going to be a very critical point offensively for Zeeland East in the second half. He's off to a good start, and the lead is down to 12.
Yeah, quick 5 points for Walker, trying to keep the Chicks on pace on the offensive end.
Skolton fouled by Walcott on the grab, 1 on either team.
On pick number 1, Walcott, his second. Team first.
DeVries finding the turning Hosteg is off the mark with that one. Risden for Walker, tries the triple. Skolton tracks down the board, 2 minutes gone, third quarter. Hosteg on Tome here. Corner, DeVries, triple. Can't get the rattle, and again it's Walker ripping down and Walker getting fouled. Second foul of the quarter on the Chargers. And they get Elzinga for his first foul.
Elzinga just slapping at that one. He was trying to battle on the offensive glass and really didn't have great positioning on that one. That's one you probably just have to let go, but trying to give the effort there to slap that one free, ended up getting a lot of the arm and committing the foul.
Walker hanging off the drive as he kind of forces that one up. Skolton the run. Elzinga, nice find, nice finish, running the length of the floor.
Elzinga's first points in the first quarter there, coming on the 2-on-1. Nice pass, nearly tipped there going across the court, but able to slip that one into Elzinga. Risden for Walker, and Kaminga with the active hands will take it away and keep it away. For Elzinga, spinning into the open floor. Skolton tries the deep one. Off the mark as he had a bit of a heat check with his first look of the second half. Stays on this end of the floor, 4:55 in the third. Hosteg and Risden battling for that one. I think they just went off of Risden as he was trying to collect that one, but Hosteg able to reach in there enough, poke it free and off of Lane Risden.
Vera fresh on the floor, will have the defense on Kaminga. Hosteg tries the triple, can't get that one to go. He had the tough one that he hit earlier on in the quarter. Vera tees it up with space, can't hit. Both teams are really struggling to buy anything from deep right now. Off the mark for Kaminga, gets a second chance and worked around to Hosteg. He'll dribble into the deep triple. Splash.
Hosteg didn't score in the first half, but now two triples early in the third quarter. That one looked like almost was going to have too much time. He had enough time to get that dribble, step in, and still hit it, but didn't overthink it.
Hosteg gets the poke as Covenant Christian off the made basket. With a couple of substitutions coming in, they go back to that 1-2-2 right here defensively. You know, this is a Covenant Christian team. It's amazing. Obviously, they can do a lot of things defensively, but offensively, I mean, the team that they look like in terms of who's handling the ball, who's scoring the ball, is completely different tonight than what they had last night. They just have a lot of really solid basketball players with pretty good size for their position that can just change things up, give you different looks on both ends of the floor all night long. And we've seen that tonight with how different their attack in a lot of ways has looked like. I mean, Carter Skolton was very quiet last night and certainly been the leader. And some real issues right here for Vera and company trying to figure out this little 1-2-2 matchup zone. Nice job by Kaminga, and the chaos eventually turns into a turnover.
I haven't seen a long extended period look of that 1-2-2 defense from the Chargers. When it's been out there, they've been able to get some turnovers.
Skolton, nice shot making in the lane.
Skolton's been a lot of driving and shooting from deep. That one nice in the mid-range, a little one-hand floater.
He's got 25, 3 minutes to go. And they're back to the 1-2-2. And a timeout from Coach Carlson as he wants to try to reset things against that 1-2-2. Don't go anywhere, right back here.
What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
Welcome back, Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. Game night on Michigan Sports Radio, 47-28 with 3:05 to go in the third quarter. It has remained really all Covenant Christian. The lead was down to about 12 at one point in time. but Covenant Christian's pushed it right back up to a near 20-point advantage here, CT.
Yeah, so far 10-5 in the third quarter. The Chargers outscoring the Chicks right now, and timeout there coming as Zeeland East still struggling to try to break this 1-2-2 look in the half court. It's been a slow possession, followed up with some turnovers when they've seen that look.
Drenick, the freshman, back out there for Coach Carlson and East, out of the timeout. Covenant Christian going back to some man-to-man pressure right here defensively and physically at that. Vera out of the corner. Walker. Drenick, triple try. Can't make the board. Skolton off the drive to the rack. Can't get the touch on that one. Push nicely. Walker, tic-tac-toe, Tome. Cannot settle it down from Drenick, however.
Yeah, Chicks doing what they want to right there, trying to run the floor, get that deep pass down the court, try to attack and get numbers, but a wild pass, and Chargers going to get possession back.
Carter Skolton cannot get that one to go, misses it all short. And a foul called on the floor as the Chargers Osterhaus was sent tumbling down. That would be the second foul on the quarter now on either team. They get Risden for his second. All alone Osterhaus. Nice backdoor feed off the inbound.
Yeah, completely fooled the Chicks defense there. Caught the defender looking towards the inbound and able to make that cut wide open.
Chargers take another one away. Skolton pushing it on to Dietmar. Strange around the screen from Osterhaus. Feeding Osterhaus. Working against Vera, gave the shoulder and got the finish. Covenant Christian now starting to find some offense everywhere.
Yeah, Osterhaus off the bench. Quick 4 points for him. Off the inbound and there, nice work, patient move in the lane.
Nice statement here from the Chargers tonight. It was Skolton making that statement in the first half. He just got 2 points in the second half. 25 total in the ball game. Walker rejected. Chargers push it. Osterhaus. Skolton. Trying to feed and look at a whistle on the floor.
Yeah, went right back to the post up with Osterhaus on Walker. Walker doing everything he could to try to deny that, but ended up committing the foul and trying to get in front.
Voss comes in for Risden. That's foul 2 on Walker, 3 on the team in the quarter. Strange trying to find Dietmar. He'll chase it down against Vera. Dietmar tripped up. He and Vera eventually wind up drawing that foul call as they got all twisted. Foul on Vera. His second, team's fourth. One away from the bonus here for the Chargers with 1:07 in the quarter. Caleb Dykstra, junior guard, will check in. I don't really know if we saw him a ton. Definitely not part of the rotation yesterday for Coach Schimmel. Dietmar in the lane. Voss and company get a piece of that one. The follow won't go. And the freshman Drenick will get to run the offense for the Chicks. Tangled bodies will draw a foul. They get Strange. He got tripped up there. Actually, I beg your pardon. They're going to get Zeeland East. It's going to go Covenant Christian's way.
Yeah, it looked like Vera was trying to get free along the baseline. Some contact there underneath the basket as they were trying to set something up. Foul away from the basketball.
So they get Voss there on the offensive call, and Covenant Christian will be into the bonus now. Evan Pipe up top for Osterhaus. Strange on the handoff. Osterhaus versus Voss here. Trying to find Strange. Drenick pokes, but corralling his Dykstra. 24 seconds in the third. Covenant Christian will set things up. Strange with some space. Knocks down the triple.
Chargers going pretty deep in their bench, getting some guys off and into playing time there, but still able to hit some looks.
Tome unable to answer. Vera in the lane is fouled from behind. He'll go to the line. That happened right at the buzzer. They get the foul on Dykstra. We'll put 1 second back on the clock will be the call. So we will still have the shot and then the inbound here coming up. Coach Carlson getting set to get some substitutions in just a moment. Versteeg, Boonstra, each set to come in after the first free throw. Walker and Tome to the bench. Wonder how much more Walker we might see tonight. Risden's already taken a seat. All right, that'll send us to the third quarter. 54-29 after 3. Don't go anywhere.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast. And that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, final frame on Deck CT, 54-29, in a game that kind of just got away from Zeeland East. It felt like a relatively close game, obviously, through the first quarter, but it was kind of Carter Skoll in the first half. He had 23 in the first half, just 2 in that third quarter as Covenant went elsewhere offensively, but it was a game that just kind of got away from Zeeland East because Carter Skolton started knocking down everything, and then in the third quarter, Covenant Christian plays a really beautiful team game to put this one just about away as we go to the final 8 minutes.
Yeah, Zeeland East, they're trying to make a push. Walker had a quick 5 points in the third quarter to try to make it a little bit closer, but the Chargers, a really strong third quarter, getting some nice minutes off the bench, scoring, picking up, still hitting a really high percentage from beyond the arc and extending their lead. And now looking like Zeeland East for most of this fourth quarter, at least to start, going to go to their bench as well, and in a back-to-back situation where they just played a night ago, going to get some minutes for some guys off the bench.
Holstay getting a hand in there defensively. Didn't even know he was doing so. His back turned on the ball. Zeeland East will get to keep this one. Mickey Voss, the junior, up top for Tome. Drenick out of the corner on the drive, floating and hanging in the lane, and Will Drenick will go to the line for a couple right here. Foul gets whistled on Kaminga. Second on the Charger senior.
That's where the Chicks have struggled at times throughout the course of this game, is finding someone that can go in there, create their own shot. Drenick able to that time, crossing right around the free throw line.
Drenick, a freshman, 6'1", part of the thing. Such a young team, just a couple of seniors and Owen Versteeg along with Risden on this roster. So a Zeeland East team certainly building for the future with all their young talent led by B.J. Walker for future years. But some things to figure out. You know, if you lose a guy like Risden next year as well, the offense will certainly, if it can go faster, probably will go that much faster than next year. Skolton. Elzinga on the turn, and he'll get the second chance points.
Yeah, the threes haven't been falling for Skolton quite like they were in the first half. Missing there, but Elzinga capitalizing off the weak side rebound. Catching it, nice move, go right back up.
Elzinga's got 13. Foul called on reaching Holsteg. Third on Spencer. Tome stops and travels as he was a little in between ideas right there, and the Chargers take back over again.
Yeah, it was curling left elbow and looked like was maybe anticipating Voss on the kick out. Going to try to find him there, but the timing a little bit off. Ended up forcing the drag that foot. He was trying to keep it on the floor, but couldn't do so.
Good reach from Tome. He tries to take us out at the bench, and it'll go back the other way. Good job to save the camera. Young man had a Blackhawks shirt on. Chicago Blackhawks in the pregame, so shout out him. I like that. Good work from Tome. He's good in my book, and he didn't take the camera out there. Good work. Drive along the baseline. Skolton able to get the reach.
Skolton's been able to find other elements of his game, even though, as we said, the threes, not as much, but they're able to get to the basket once again.
Veer off the back iron, and that will go with the Chargers. Line change for Coach Schimmel. It looks like he'll get those starters out for one last time. We'll play the final 6 minutes or so with the bench in and a chance for some learning moments down the stretch here. Chicks bring the pressure. Strange on the floor. A timeout awarded to Coach Schimmel. First 5:54 in the final frame. Quick 30-second timeout. We'll stay with you. Make sure, saw a couple ads for you, check out the MGN shop through MichiganGameNight.com and MichiganSportsRadio.com/MGN. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, beanies, jackets, water bottles, and more. Make sure you go and check that out, especially if you're a Grandville Bulldogs fan. Some big-time options you can find there for one of our primary teams that we cover, but some other stuff also. Football playoffs and other stuff still out there, generic merchandise, and some great looks all across. So make sure you check that out. We'll always have new options coming out in the MGN shop as well. 5:54 in the fourth. 58-31. Secondary units back out onto the floor. We'll keep going again. Stay with us after this one. Zeeland West and Rockford in what's going to be a really fun one and what's kind of our impromptu showcase or tournament championship game. The way that it worked out with the two winners from last night playing again this evening. Strange up the near side. Feeding on to Osterhaus, who can't get the roll. Max effort, and the Chargers save it on to Evan Pipe. And now they'll turn it over. 5:37 in the fourth.
Pretty wild possession from Covenant there almost the entire way off the initial inbound pass. And then all the way up the floor, chasing it around. Looked like they were maybe going to keep it under control, but the last pass there out of bounds.
Corner, Tome. The board down to Pipe and company. Poked out by Vera, stays with the Chargers. 5:10 to go in the ball game. So Covenant with a win, assuming that they do hang on here. We'll go to 5-4, back above 500 on the year. They score 61 points per game on the year, so a game that certainly looks like it'll go north of their typical scoring average on the year on what's been a very efficient night top to bottom across the Chargers lineup. Getting a hand in there is Drenick, and the freshman will chase it all the way to the basket and get the finish. Good work in the full court out of the youngster right there.
Drenick able to see that ball rolling back into the backcourt there, chase it down, even though it's contested late, finish with the left hand.
Simon Brummel had the control for the first time in the ball game there. Out of the corner, Dykstra, reverse, can't get the finish. Osterhaus, second chance and a foul. They get Tome. Third foul on the Chicks. Osterhaus with 4 in the ball game as he straddles to the line. Osterhaus unable to convert on either. Owen Versteeg to run the offense. Jumping to Vera. Vera into the lane, tough one. Can't get the finish as he was leaning through the defense. Pipe hassled by Vera. There's the 5-second call. Jacob Vera staying with him the whole way. Some claps afterwards as well. Down 25. Gonna go back the other way with the Chicks.
Yeah, I don't think the official saw that one. Otherwise, that's not quite in the face of the opposing team enough to draw a technical, but that's starting to get into danger territory there.
We had a textbook one of those Friday, the Granville Byron Center game that we did. One of the Byron Center defenders. That one's knocked away in the lane, and a good follow and good finish for Versteeg. Timeout on the floor. That's a full timeout. We can continue our story a little bit later. We've got some time. We're going to step aside. Be right back.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, welcome back to Zeeland West. Nate and Chandler here on game night. 3:54 in the fourth. And it's really been all Covenant Christian since kind of the late part of the first quarter. Whenever Carter Skolton started going off, after that, it has really been all Chargers in this one.
Yeah, I think it's the shooting ability from Skolton there in the first half sucked a little bit of the life out of the Chicks. They're keeping pace offensively until he started to explode, knocked down a bunch of threes in a row. Since then, Zeeland East just been trying to find it.
Zeeland East bringing some full court pressure here. Nicely broken. Strange up top, off the drive. Hook won't fall, and Vera will get the held ball, and it's going to go back to Covenant Christian. Good effort from Osterhaus to stay with that one. Dietmar checks in for Strange. Here's Dietmar, 6'2" senior, curling in and drawing the foul. He'll go to the line. He'll get on Voss. No, it won't. That'll be on Drenick.
Chargers use that little ball handoff, curling towards the basket. Been able to run that when they've got a lot of versatility, a lot of guys that can do pretty similar things offensively. Even though they're deep in their rotation, can still run a lot of that same offense and be effective.
Second on Drenick, 2 on either team in the quarter. Tome will chase down the board. Versteeg. Off the drive, gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
And the Chicks, too. It's a good opportunity for them, pretty deep in their rotation as well. Find some other guys that can score. Talked about a lot earlier in the game that they rely pretty heavily on Risden and Walker, but if they can find some other guys that can score, help this offense out a little bit, give them some more options, it's going to make them more dangerous as the season goes along, as both these teams are going to be approaching conference play and things are really going to get turned up.
Foul is on Dykstra. 3 fouls now on the Chargers, 2 on the Chicks. And both teams really struggling at the line right now in the fourth quarter of this one. Brummel from the corner, got it. Inside 3 minutes to go. One for Versteeg, wing, Vera, triple. Can't get the rattle. Nice find, but an offensive foul gets called. Tome took a lot of contact right there from Dykstra. 2:40 to go in the ball game. Again, stay with us. Zeeland West, Rockford in what we'll essentially call your showcase or your tournament championship game. The winners last night, head-to-head this evening. And a pair of teams with, I think, pretty big aspirations within their districts and within Division I in terms of what they might be able to do. Rockford will be at the district at Forest Hills Northern. It's a new district for Zeeland West. They've been playing teams like Grandville and Hudsonville the last couple of years. They move into a new district that's got a little bit smaller, West Ottawa, Grand Haven. They still get to, however, avoid Muskegon, Mona Shores. So a very positive district for both Zeeland East and Zeeland West, I think, this year. And going to learn a lot about where these two teams are headed right now. Very classic Rockford team under Coach Clough in terms of the style of defense and style of play and shot making they bring. And then all of that talent that's been playing together for 3-4 years at the varsity level, led by Aldrink, the Indiana State commit for Zeeland West. Certainly a great one. Make sure you tune in for that one. Drenick driving in the lane. Freshman can't get the finish. Brummel able to snag the board. Dykstra from the baseline. Follow, blocked by Voss. Osterhaus. Voss defending him, kind of an awkward exchange. Evan Pipe drags to the basket, can't get the finish. And it'll get stepped down the end line by Pipe, snagging the offensive board. And East will take it back, 146.
Yeah, got the chance to count there in the last break. 12 threes for the Chargers on the night. A lot of those coming from Skolton, but they've got a lot of contributions up and down the score sheet. Been from beyond the arc. They've done a lot of damage, helped them build up this big lead.
Vera fouled by Strange. That'll be foul 3. Sorry, that'll be foul 5 on the Chargers, and that is going to send East to the line. Vera shooting. So yeah, we've reached the point tonight where Chandler's just going to turn to a stats guy. So he's just going to have some random stats for you throughout the rest of this ball game. Vera rattles that one.
I'll see what I can come up with. I'm searching deep into my mind here to see what I can create.
It's been a straightforward game. I mean, Carter Skolton scored 27 points. The rest of the offense was efficient after that. That's really all that this ball game came down to when it was all said and done tonight. Triple off the mark there from Evan Pipe, the lefty. Jake Vera pushing over for Drenick. One for Steg. That one gets flung on to Simon Brummel. Final 109. Big screen set from Osterhaus. Strange able to shoot around it.
Yeah, tough pull up there. Stepping to the right side, the right elbow there, extended a little. Able to pull up and hit that one. Not an easy shot.
5 now for Braden. Final 40 seconds. Tome jumping to Vera. Able to find the tough one in the lane there.
Yeah, off balance. Looked like he probably got knocked while he was in the air. Probably could have been a foul call there. Potential three-point play.
Now when there's 20 seconds left, Chandler. 63-38. Covenant. They're ready to dribble it out. Jake Vera's not. Now he'll give it up, and that'll do it. So that'll wrap up our first of the second night here from the Zeeland Holiday Tournament. 63-38. A dominant performance. Really start to finish it wound up being for Covenant Christian as they're able to pick up the win. The Chargers go to 5-4 on the season. Zeeland East will drop to 3-5 as they drop both during the showcase this weekend. All right, CT, I'll kind of give it over to you for your first analysis here on the Centennial Securities post-game show. I mean, general thoughts again. Carter Skolton was the engine early for Covenant Christian, but third quarter and on, it was everyone really chipping in a very, very good standout performance for by far the smallest school at the showcase event.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it was the shooting of Skolton mostly in the second quarter that really opened things up, and the Chicks just really unable to respond after that. They were kind of thrown out of rhythm and put in a hole where they couldn't really play their best game on both ends of the floor, and the Chargers able to run away with things late.
All right, we got a lot more to get to. We're going to take a quick break, come back, we'll have some stats, we'll have some awards from this ball game, and we'll reset things. We'll get ready for Rockford, Zeeland West to close out our holiday showcase here at Zeeland.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer here on game night on Michigan Sports Radio, wrapping things up 63-38. Covenant Christian, big win over Zeeland East to open our second evening here from the Zeeland Holiday Showcase, and continuing through our Centennial Securities post-game coverage. Chandler, I'll give it over to you for some stats, and then we'll get some awards from this one.
All right, for Zeeland East, their leading scorer, B.J. Walker, 11 points. Lane Risden had 7. Farrah was 6. A couple scorers with 4, Will Versteg, and Drenick. Then it was Walcott with 2, and Owen Versteg with 2, as well as Quincy Tome. For the Chargers, leading all scorers, Carter Skolton 27 points, Elsgek 13, Holsteg with 6, Strange with 5, Osterhaus with 4, Brummel and Pipe with 3, and Kamica with 2.
All right, let's hand out some awards. Let's start with our Farmers Insurance play of the game. We're going to cheat. We don't necessarily have one exact play. Carter Skolton made 6 3-pointers, and all of them felt kind of equally big, with kind of just slowly crushing and taking this ball game away.
Yeah, I think so. 5 of those coming in the second quarter. He had a stretch where it was just kind of a sequence of the game where he took things completely over, made multiple threes leading up right before the halftime break, and so I think that sequence right there definitely what put the Chicks down pretty much for the rest of the game.
In the third quarter, we go to our Centennial Securities winning game plan. You go to Coach Schimmel. In the third quarter, we saw Covenant Christian break out the little 1-2-2 matchup zone for the first time. They got a couple of steals and easy points off of it, and it really was kind of the final nail in the coffin. At one point in time, Zeeland East had the game down to 10, 12 points. A couple of steals off that little zone look, a couple of easy baskets, and then Covenant Christian took off and iced the game on that.
Yeah, early on playing things pretty straight up man-to-man defense and nothing really too crazy defensively, but as soon as they got right about to that double digit, that 10-point lead, kind of throwing that out there, just one other look that the Chicks had to try to worry about, and they really weren't able to crack it at any point.
And Centennial Securities offers the investments and advice for your best financial game plan. The Rainbow Grill in Granville presents our Player of the Game Award. Rainbow Grill is open from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. You can get half a sandwich and a side for $9.09 from 11 to 2 daily. And Wednesdays, it is Wet Burrito Wednesdays from 11 to 2. Carter Skolton had 27 points. He had those 6 threes we talked about. That is as easy of a Player of a Game award as we're going to be able to hand out.
Yeah, for sure. I think, did a little bit of everything offensively, but did a lot of damage from beyond the arc. That second quarter, 10 points, and then late in the game, the big lead really didn't have as many scoring opportunities late, but still able to get a couple drives to the basket. Contributed 4 points in the second half, but just a tremendous game, scoring the basketball from Skolton.
All right, Zeeland West and Rockford. We are going to quick step aside. We'll send it on over to the MHSA This Week report, reset the broadcast, and get going with a little bit of an impromptu tournament and showcase championship game between the Rams and the Ducks. Primetime matchup here tonight on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
A wild weekend in Marquette at the Superior Dome, and some fantastic finishes in Battle Creek. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. Trailing by 12 with just over 1 minute remaining in the Division I 8-player football championship game, the odds of Martin pulling off a comeback against Inland Lakes were not very good. But then Gavin Myers threw a touchdown pass to Tegan Harris. Next, Martin recovered an onside kick. And with just 5 seconds to go,
now Branch moves over to the right side as well. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Myers looks, pressure comes. He's going to go up the middle. Keeps it on the right side of the 5. Dives for the end zone, and he's in! Touchdown, Martin, with 5 seconds to go. The Clippers have completed the comeback.
That was Matt Chapkus of the MHSAA Championship Radio Network on the call as Myers ran it in from 21 yards out to give Martin a 30-26 win and a state title. In Division II, Adrian Lenawee Christian capped a perfect 13-0 season with a 36-18 win over Marion. Easton Boggs hauled in 9 passes for 210 yards and 3 scores for the Cougars. Quarterback Sam Lutz threw for 350 yards and he added 2 rushing touchdowns. Marion finishes a fantastic season at 11-1. The Eagles put up more than 50 points per game on average this year. For more on both of the 8-player championship games, check out MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, in the Lower Peninsula Girls Swim and Dive Championships, Ann Arbor Pioneer captured the title in Division I. It is the school's 4th straight D1 championship. In Division II, Farmington Hills Mercy is your champion. Mercy won by more than 125 points and captured the school's first swimming and diving title since 2019. And the final game ball goes to East Grand Rapids in Division III as they captured their 7th championship in girls swim and dive in the last 8 years.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
For the second consecutive season, coaches will have the ability to challenge plays during the 11-player football finals. All potential scoring and turnover plays will continue to be automatically reviewed. But again this year, coaches will be allowed to challenge 1 play per regulation and 1 in overtime, with some restrictions. First, a team must have a timeout available and call it to initiate a review. Second, there are a limited number of items that can be reviewed. Those include catch or no catch, ball carrier in or out of bounds, forward or backwards pass, and a handful of others. If successful, the coach will be given back the timeout. In overtime, coaches can challenge once, no matter how many overtime periods are played, and only if they have a timeout.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. On the volleyball court at Kellogg Arena in Battle Creek, 4 champions were crowned. Mercy dropped the first 2 sets to Grand Rapids Forest Hills Northern before storming back and winning in 5. In Division 2, North Branch won its second straight title, this one in straight sets over Grand Rapids West Catholic. Division 3 saw Kalamazoo Christian defeat Traverse City St. Francis in 4 sets. It's the first volleyball title in school history for the Comets. Holland de Vries finished with 16 kills and 27 digs in the victory. And in Division 4, after being down 2 sets to none in both the semifinals and finals, Clarkston Everest Collegiate won its first volleyball state title. They knocked off Leland in the title match after beating Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central in 5 sets in the semis. Coverage of all 4 divisions can be found at MHSAA.com. That wraps up the fall season here on This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we will see you in the new year with the winter season in full swing.
Landis to drive, swatted off the backboard by Regneris. Bulldogs push to Cam. He'll go to the line for one more. Gathers right circle. Schweiger leaves it for Westrick. Over to Bates. Shot, scores. On the power play, Braden Bates, the sophomore defenseman, 35-34. Maynard down the left side of the lane. Reaching shot off the window. Good for Taryn Maynard. Free throw up. Too strong. Fight for the rebound on the floor. Maynard has it, ripping away up top for Titus. Zeros across the scoreboard, and Jennison has won. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Breslin Center and game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you here. Picking around corner, Stockwell again, and one! Right elbow, skips the right corner to Watson, catch and shoot 3, splash! Muskegon has taken the lead, 47-46. His right hand hook shot, no good. Ball hangs above the rim. Tyron Thomas skies and tomahawks home the rebound, 40-36 Northview. The play of the day from Tyron Thomas. Welcome back, everyone, to Zeeland West. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you here on MGN on Michigan Sports Radio. It's the nightcap here in the final game of the Zeeland Holiday Showcase between our 2 nights of coverage here on game night. And it's the championship game of this showcase. The winners last night getting ready to go head-to-head. Rockford and Zeeland West in CT. There are a lot of different matchups, a lot of different X's and O's, a lot of different things we can get to. But we can start by saying this much. These are 2 teams that certainly feel they're going to be district champions this year, and they get a great early season test, as if they haven't already been tested enough in their early season.
Yeah, it should be a really good matchup. I think both these programs have had a ton of success in recent years, and I think they expect that once again this season. And so a good opportunity as we approach conference play for all these teams that have played here tonight, and an opportunity to get one more test in as they try to clean things up before they get into that conference late.
This is our Centennial Securities pregame coverage. Zeeland East following to Covenant Christian to open up the night, so the Chicks go 0-2 for the showcase. Covenant Christian goes 1-1 after they fell to the Ducks 66-56. Last night, Rockford picked up a win a night ago by 12 over Zeeland East in a competitive back-and-forth game that was tied at 34 at the break before the Rams took over in the second half of play, and that one. So many different things we can get into, but at the end of the day, it's the baseline matchup. Rockford, the team that you traditionally know them being under Coach Clough. Great guard play, great wing play, very smart, a lot of different defensive looks, terrific shooting team in Zeeland West. All this talent they've been playing together for 3-4 years, and a lot of size. Merritt Aldering, 6'7". Orion Yant, 6'5". Miles Steffen in the backcourt, 6'3". Luke Baker, 6'5". I mean, there's going to be a lot of looks you're going to see when the sophomore Jake Bascom at 6'4" is the tallest guy out there for Rockford, that there might be 4 players on Zeeland West taller than anyone on Rockford's team at once. But yet, to some extent, that almost falls right in the matchup that both coaches want.
Yeah, it does. I think that'll be kind of a really unique to see those 2 teams go at it when you've got the size of Zeeland West that they really lean on. They can really do a lot of different things with. But then on Rockford, a team that's used to playing potentially a little bit undersized, but they play such good team basketball on both ends of the floor that if there's going to be a coaching staff and a team with players that feels like they can draw up a game plan and still be very comfortable with it, it's going to be Rockford.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly would be. Zeeland West still out there working through some of their warm-ups right now and their drills. The bench for both these teams, such a big part of what they want to do and where the X factors may come from. For Zeeland West, a team that certainly goes not as deep, to say the least, into their bench is what Rockford is oftentimes willing to do. But Kai Anderson off the bench, such a big part of what they want. Last night, though, all eyes in the second half were on Dylan Gross. The sophomore came in off the bench, 15 points on 5 threes, all of which coming in the second half. Certainly turbocharged what Coach Clough wanted to do. Rockford likes to go 9, 10 deep, even some games off the bench. Zeeland West likes to maybe keep it more 7, 8 deep off the bench at times. So that's something to watch, and certainly the pace of the game is something to watch as, Zeeland West changes their pace up and down a lot. Rockford typically a little bit quicker than that, but also they're willing to change things up. So I think this is a game that possession by possession is going to look vastly different.
Yeah, it sure will. I think both teams have shown the ability to go quick. Both teams also can go slow and a little bit more into the half court. And so I think it'll be kind of a give and take between both teams and what they're comfortable with. Of course, a lot of that going to be dependent on the personnel and how deep either the teams are into their rotation. But I think teams that are pretty versatile in the tempos that they can play at.
No, I absolutely have to agree with that when you look at the way that things set up. Like you said, it's a game of versatility, and at the end of the day, the first question mark that is going to always come to the forefront with a matchup like this one is, what is Rockford going to do to stop Merritt Aldrich? Because he's such an interesting and unique player. Indiana State signee. I mean, if you want to be a two-way 6'7", 6'8" wing power forward, what school do you go to? You go to the school that Larry Bird played for, and that's exactly what Merritt decided to do. But Aldrich, 6'7", he's changed a lot in his career. When we saw him come up as a freshman, sophomore, he was a little bit of a beefier player, a little bit more of a post-oriented player at 6'6", 6'7". Starting last year, he leaned out a lot, became a lot more athletic, and now he's a true 6'7" wing. He's going to run the offense out there. He's going to mostly defend on the perimeter as well. He's a true, really tough matchup for Rockford to crack. And yeah, Rockford's got Lucas Pitch at 6'6". They got Jake Bascom at 6'4", but they don't really have the size this year and the athleticism with size to match up against a guy like Aldrich. And that's before I get into talking about Baker and Yant and the other big guys that Zeeland West has.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the number one question for the Rockford defense is what are they going to do to try to neutralize the impact of Merritt Aldrich on this game. That's what pretty much any team that plays the Ducks has been trying to solve for a couple years now, and it's probably for the Rams not going to be a one-on-one matchup that you're going to be able to go to and really be able to stop him. It's going to be a team effort on the defensive end to try to take him out of his rhythm, and so I think we'll see what Rockford does. They've got a couple different options matchup-wise. They've got a couple different defenses, too, that they can try to throw out there to take Merritt Aldrich's impact off on the offensive end.
Look at Merritt and company going to work in the wing right now. The other guy in the wing shooting the basketball is Luke Baker, another 4-year senior part of this Zeeland West attack, CT. 6'5". He had 22 points against Howland Christian. He was held mostly quiet last night, but as a sniper, and again, a guy with great size on the wing, a very, very unique option for this team that Rockford's going to have to find a way to solve things against.
Yeah, pretty rare that the Ducks are able to have two guys like that both been up on varsity now for a long time, have a ton of experience, both have tremendous size, tremendous playmakers, and both of those guys, playing in their senior year now and having an opportunity to make one last run and see what they can do. And I think those two guys played so tremendous with each other, have that chemistry, and so it's tough for an opposing team to stop.
All right, quickly before the anthem, CT, keys to the game for both these coaches.
Yeah, I think we'll see for the Rams, they're going to need to try to find offensively a performance from Andrew Landis, a guy that can really shoot the basketball really well. See if he has another big night defensively. See if they go to more of a zone defense that they have potentially to try to slow down some of the size of the Ducks. I think Zeeland West, they've got multiple options scoring the basketball as well. Merritt Aldrich, as we just talked about, look for him to have a big game.
All right, that'll do it for our Centennial Securities pregame show. We're working our way down to the anthem and working our way down to the nightcap and the tournament cap-off here, Zeeland West and Rockford on game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Both teams back to their benches. It'll be Zeeland West and the traveling blacks this evening, and the home whites for the Rams of Rockford in this contest. Again, Coach Kyle Clough for the Rockford Rams, Coach David Klein for the Zeeland West Ducks. The Ducks coming in at 4-1 on the year. Rockford, after the win last night, at 3-3 on the season, as both teams, though, have played a really, really tough schedule to open things up as they get ready to go and play in their very respectively difficult conferences, probably the top two conferences basketball-wise in West Michigan. When you think about Zeeland West having the Lakes of Muskegon and a new look Mona Shores, and then the OK Red for Rockford. We know what's going on there with Granville and East Kentwood and Hudsonville and everyone else that comes to the table. Let's head it on to the PA, get our anthem, and get our starters.
For a total of 6 games today, it's been a very exciting day of basketball. But before we start this second main event, we'd like to ask everybody to stand and we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. We also would like to invite everybody to sing along, and gentlemen, please remove your caps. And now for your Zeeland West Ducks. Starting for the Ducks. He's from Quincy, he's a guard, he's a senior, he's number 0, Trenton Bullhouse. Next up is a senior forward from Quincy, number 3, Lucas Baker. And then the guard from Quincy as well, the senior, number 5, Miles Steppen. And then a senior forward from Rosemount, number 13, O'Brien Gant. And last but not least, our senior forward from Calgary, number 24, Rick Aldridge. Your Ducks are coached by head coach David Klein, assistant coaches Brian Cochran and Corey Walters. Tonight's referees are Pete Cecil, Richard Gills, and Eric Will.
All right, here we go, CT. Let's put a fresh 8 minutes up on the board. Let's go. Worked out perfect. We got our Holiday Showcase championship game. The Swamp, as it's known. The Zeeland West student section is rocking to start this one. Aldrink and Bascom on the jump. About 3 inches to the Zeeland West senior. And away we go. Ducks win it back. Bullhouse the control. Let's rock and roll. Baker feeding Steffen, corner, Yant. Driving on Bascom. Gave the up fake, can't get the roll. Rebound ripped down by Drake Irwin. Pushing to Poop. Steffen and Bullhouse combined for the steal. Rams open man-to-man defensively. You'll see a lot of different looks out of them traditionally. They're not afraid to go to some different matchup zones and other tricks. Foul is called as the find came to Alderink. That'll be on Andrew Landis. Again, Landis, 28 points a night ago. An incredible performance to open up his holiday tournament week. Alderink tries a deep one. Missed it all on that. It'll go the other way.
First scoring opportunity for Alderink there, well beyond the arc. The Rams leaving him unguarded there off the inbound pass and a lot of space. That's a tough shot, well, a couple feet beyond three-point range there, and an air ball early on from Merritt Alderink.
DeKuyper driving, and Yant coming away with another steal. Rockford so far has not been able to get into their offense whatsoever, as very active hands have been there for West, back-to-back steals.
A couple very quick possessions, really haven't got in their offense at all.
Grabbing a foul. This time on Poot, second of the quarter on the Rams.
Poot getting the hands right around the shoulder, upper body area of Merritt Alderink, just grabbing a little bit, trying to prevent him from driving.
Alderink off the drive, able to hang, but can't get the finish. Irwin to run the offense. Finds Landis, triple, splash.
They haven't had the basketball for very long offensively, but able to get a three in first points of the game.
They get it back, and here's Landis again. Off the mark with that one. Irwin the put back, and the Rams go up 5.
That wide open. There was nobody down low for the Ducks to try to get a rebound there.
Foul on DeKuyper will be his third. The Rams have decided defensively they want to go to the physicality, and it's drawn some fouls early on.
The on-ball defense has been very intense, trying to force the pressure all the way out, extend it as far as they can.
Bascom was able to get a hand in there, but Yant kicks it, and the Rams take over again. Sluggish start for Zeeland West. They certainly have looked a little bit uncomfortable against the pressure, a couple of forced shots, and then the combination of the triple from Landis and the turnover and the easy points on the second chance for Irwin. 6 minutes to go. Pressure there from Yant, and eventually the foul gets drawn, and Landis was talking over top of him. Yant came up, there's whistles. I think we're just going to get a warning here, but there were, I would say, potentially a number of techs that could have gotten called on that one when they came up drawing. I think the intensity has been set from the beginning.
Yeah, Yant trying to chase that one down, and looked like he was kind of falling to the ground, ended up trying to went into the back of Landis. Landis then had a word or two for him as he turned around, and the official, rather than teeing up either player there, kind of bringing the two of them off to the side, having them meet there and kind of, I don't know if that was an apology, probably not, but there was some words there between them.
Drive from Irwin. That one kicked around by Alder. You know, I appreciate Landis, the intensity to go after Orion Yant, but I'm not sure a 6'5 linebacker that plays for Zeeland West is the first guy I'm going after. As driving along the baseline, the whistle gets called on the turn from Alderink. 5:39 in the first. Steffen trying to find Bullhouse, and that one gets poked away. Pair of quarterbacks going against each other right there between Bullhouse and Irwin. Poot triple off the back rim, and Baker will set it up.
Yeah, the Rams have been fine getting some shots up pretty early on in the possession. There again, in transition, get the three, but that one not going to fall.
Steffen against the double. Baker against the double, I should say, reaching. Bullhouse second chance, and Zeeland West able to get on the board.
Held scoreless to start the game for a couple minutes now, but Bullhouse there, the effort underneath. Didn't have the rebound clean initially, but just continued to fight, able to rip it away.
Alderink gets switched on to DeKuyper here. Irwin off the mark and the board down to Merritt Alderink.
Landis made that first three for the Rams, but now a couple misses in a row. Rockford, a couple misses from beyond the arc.
Coach Cloth about ready to bring in a line change with 4 new players. Bascom jump in the passing lane. Bounding into the lane. Yep, there's the travel, and that'll go back the other way. Again, Rams will swap out 4 of the 5 right here. It's going to be everyone but their sniper, Andrew Landis, taking a seat.
Boscom wanted to go to the Euro step, but kind of got caught in between. Slashing defender in there, made him think about it, kind of wanted the Euro step, but ended up being more of a jump stop, but the timing thrown off from the start.
Stefan against Gross, one of the heroes last night who made 5 triples off the bench for the Rams, all the way to the basket. Stefan will go to the line. Miles Stefan, a mismatch, yet another mismatch of this team. 6'3", on-ball and off-ball guard. And a guy that, despite being a guard, oftentimes has been the one drawing post-defensive matchups over Baker or Aldrink, who they like their athleticism and size defending on the wing often as well. 4th foul on the Rams. And that's the first foul on Riley Wells, who's fresh on the floor.
Yeah, it's one of the luxuries the Ducks have with having that many guys with that much height. Aldrink, the tallest of them, but doesn't necessarily have to play down in the paint. They can kind of rotate those guys depending on the matchup.
Stefan unable to hit either. Lucas Pitch, 6'6" junior, tallest player that Coach Clough has to work with, is out there, and he's got it in the corner. Baker picks up the defense on him. Out of the corner, Seth Anderson. Pitch with a bit of space, knocks it down from the corner. Big guy off the bench with a big 3.
Yeah, wide open in the corner there. The pass able to get along the baseline, and Pitch off the bench able to hit his first look.
Landis, the defense on Stefan, who breaks it over the timeline. Handing off for the driving Kai Anderson, just whips it up there for Stefan, and then Merritt Aldrink. Aldrink crashing to the rim. Foul on the floor, 5th on the Rams, and that'll send Merritt Aldrink to the line for a 1-and-1. Foul call on Pitch.
Yeah, so far I've seen a couple times now, Aldrink, and he makes his mind up, he's going to try to drive, whether it be to the left or right-hand side. The Rams have been content, whether that's intentional or not, to try to give him a little shove right at the top of the drive, prevent him from getting all the way down in towards the basket.
Just points to the ball game for Merritt Aldrink. Baker will take C right here. This feels like the kind of game plan that these two coaches would draw up for the playoffs in terms of more of the grinding style than what we saw last night. It's got that playoff type vibe right now with some of the intensity and defense. A calling card of both of these coaches traditionally. Seth Anderson off the quick pass, back over for Landis. He thought about the deep triple. Defense from Anderson. Here is Seth Anderson. Landis for Pitch. Run into by Ant, stolen away and taken by Stefan. Corner, Bullhouse. Aldrink driving on Riley Wells. Travel, and the Rams take it back with 3:14, 8-4 ball game.
Yeah, it looked like there could have been a couple different calls there initially. Aldrink trying to make that move. And then as he ran through, could have been a defensive block, could have been a charge all the way at the end, but the travel coming first there as he was trying to make that, pick up the basketball and make that move on the left side.
Grinding basketball, physical man-to-man possessions to open up this ball game. Triple for Landis. Off the mark, shooting over top of Merritt Aldrink. Inside 3 minutes in the first. Bullhouse gets twisted up there. Aldrink bounding into the lane. Can't get the touch. Seth Anderson rips down the rebound. Rams going to work with some pace. Pitch, hit a 3 already. Stepping by Aldrink. Gross from the corner. Sophomore can't quite pick up where he left off yesterday. Possession staying with Landis and company. Flying in, reaching one, and a tough one through the trees for Andrew Landis. He's got 5 in the first half of his team's 10. Taken away by Gross. On the Landis. Tries a deep one off the back rim. Aldrink rips it down. There is contact everywhere right now early in this one. Aldrink driving, scoring.
Yeah, the Rams are shorter defender there. I think both teams had a guy down on the other end of the floor, and Aldrink recognizing that, seeing the middle of the lane open up and an ability to drive.
Landis loses the handle off his own leg. Zeeland West takes it 10-6. Couple of subs for both teams. These are two also of the most passionate fan bases, I would say, in West Michigan in our travels of what I can traditionally remember. I think that's only going to add to things with some of the intensity we've seen.
Yeah, I've already started to see both coaches, there's been a lot of contact allowed, as you had said, and both coaches kind of looking for some, but both love it on the defensive side that their units are able to really play very physical.
It's kind of right in where they want things to be, typically, if you talk about how these coaches want games called. Steffen for Baker. Driving on Gross. He and the sophomore get twisted up. Here's Steffen. Bounding. Yant gets the finish. Zeeland West within a score.
Yeah, the one thing that both coaches can appreciate is they're really letting it play out right now on both ends. It's one thing if you're going to go back and forth on ticky-tack and not, but so far it's just been physical all over the place.
Landis trying to find Bascom, the freshman. Can't quite get, or the sophomore I should say, can't quite get the touch there. Stays with the Rams, pitch corner, foul on the floor. It'll stay on this end of the floor. That is going to be foul number 2 on Zeeland West, and the call is on Miles Steffen for his first. 49 seconds to go, and a highly charged up first quarter. Mike DeKuyper to throw in. All the way in the backcourt to Irwin. DeKuyper. Bounding, stopping, feeding Bascom to the basket, and the sophomore with a really nice finish through some traffic.
Great pass down there, slips it through the lane, and then some contact there as well. Bascom, though, still able to finish it.
Call from the Zeeland West bench is going to be to hold for the final shot right here. Coach Klein barks that out to his senior point guard, Miles Steffen. He'll hold for the final 20 seconds. He'll set it up. Aldrink on the bench to close the quarter for the Ducks. Here's Baker. Pressure coming out of the trap here from Rockford. To the corner, Bascom with 4 seconds. Rams will get a steal out of it. Gross heaves at the end. Off the mark. That'll do it for the first. 12-8 after one. Back and forth intensity. And don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more great basketball coming up from this one.
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to Zeeland West. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. That was a fun first quarter of play for sure. Physical game, one of the more physical games I think I've seen in a while. I mean, I appreciate the way the officials let them go at it. These are two teams that want to be physical, they want to be tough, and we saw just that.
Yeah, it sure was. It was pretty wild. Both ends of the floor, lots of contact, bodies hitting the floor. And both defenses really getting after it, and for the most part, very few calls. There was could have been a lot more if things were being called pretty tight, but yeah, I think both coaches, when you're on the offensive end, you want everything called. On the defensive end, it plays right into what both of these teams do really well, and kind of ride that line of playing right on a lot of contact, but making things very difficult for the opposing team.
All right, DeKuyper and the Rams will start us up. Bascom. Landis. 5 points in the first quarter after his nearly 30 yesterday. DeKuyper no good out of the corner. Bullhouse races to it.
The Rams not afraid to shoot from beyond the arc. They've put up a bunch of them, hit 2 in the first quarter.
Merritt Aldrink set to check in. Steffen, defended by Isaac Poot, the athletic junior. Lobbing for Yant with the post fronted. DeKuyper getting in there and tying it up. It'll stay on this end of the floor, but good work there by the junior guard. Aldrink will check in for Steffen.
I kind of saw that lazy pass floated in there in the middle of the lane, able to come over there and grab a piece of it, force the jump ball.
Picked off by DeKuyper. Push to Poot. To the rack. He'll go to the line for a couple as gets fouled by Trey Slotak, the junior from behind. two rosters that are absolutely jam-packed with pieces from their football teams that both, of course, went on such big runs on both sides of things. One of those guys at the stripe here. But I mean, look at Poot, DeKuyper, Anderson, Irwin, of course, quarterbacking things and on for the Rams, and then Bullhouse, the quarterback on the other side for Zeeland West, and Yant and Slotak and other big pieces from their team. Rams extend some pressure right here. Slotak, Bullhouse, Alderink. Stopped by Poot and swung for Baker. Irwin picks him up. Alderink handing off. Orion Yant trying to find Baker in the corner. It'll stay with Zeeland West on the tip. 6:50 in the half.
Yeah, Alderink trying to be aggressive again, making a move, but the Rams defense holding up, forcing him to pass it out.
Alderink jumping across. Baker, triple try. Falls short. Zeeland West struggling from deep early in this one. DeKuyper fouled on the floor. That'll be the second call on the Ducks this quarter. And that one goes on Slotak.
Yeah, DeKuyper moving the ball up the floor that time. Hesitated just a little bit. He looked like he took a slower step there and then quickly able to accelerate, and that drew the foul.
Stephen Anderson in for Slotak and Bullhouse. DeKuyper throwing all the way down for Boscombe, who will chase it down. Coach Cluck barking out the calls here as DeKuyper will set it up. Driving to the basket, Anderson swats from behind. He'll stay with the Rams. Kai Anderson coming from nowhere to reject that one.
DeKuyper took a hard fall there. Looks like he may be going to have to check out of the game here quickly. Took an awkward fall there. He thought he had an opening as he was going to drive and angle on the left side. But Merritt Alderink able to close that distance, come over and block that shot.
Gross will check it in his place. Yan all over Boscombe up top. Irwin to peer at things. Poot out of the corner. Boscombe trying to feed Yant the pick. Stephen, toes, triple. Ducks continuing to fight it from the field right now. Irwin all the way to the rack and one.
Really well done from Irwin in transition. Two defenders there underneath the basket, but he went right at him. Able to get them both to elevate. Drew the contact right in front of the rim and then somehow floated it up and in. Difficult and one.
Stephen past Landis, and Landis got caught up awkwardly. That one off the mark for Alderink. Timeout as Landis is slow to get back to his feet as he awkwardly got caught up on that play. Pitch will check in with the injury substitution. Awkward little play right there. I didn't quite catch how Landis got caught up in things, but certainly feeling it in one of his legs right there with how he went down.
Yeah, right around the timeline is moving the basketball past him. He went down and tried to get up a couple different times, was unable to do so.
Boscombe corner, triple for Gross. The sophomore rattles it down.
Landis out, going to need some more shooters to step up. Gross right there immediately knocking down the first three he sees after the injury.
Yant with a quick answer back for Zeeland West. And a timeout on the floor. We're going to quick take one right alongside the ball game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Game Night. Welcome back, Zeeland West. Rams leading the Ducks with 5:15 in the second here on game night. Nate Dreyer, Jim Timmer with you. We're back underway. Irwin fouled by Yant from behind. That'll be the fourth of the quarter on the Ducks. None yet on the Rams this quarter. Kai Anderson will check in for Yant, who picks up his second.
And Yant, one of the players who's been able to get it going offensively for the Ducks. A couple buckets here in the last couple minutes, but now going to have to take a seat with those couple fouls.
Pitch working on Kai Anderson. Stops in the lane, can't get the floater, but Irwin is able to draw the contact and go to the line.
Irwin just well positioned there after the mid-range shot missed initially on the left side, bounced right down to Irwin. He's got himself at the free throw line once again.
Deutsch, McLaren check in. McLaren checked in with us.
It always happens, at least once.
Yes.
When we're sitting here.
Good game for Drake Irwin. He's got 6. Rams have stretched it to 8 here. Merritt Aldrink been pretty quiet so far, just 4 in the ball game. Bullhouse, Steffen. Saved out to Aldrink.
You're good. Body.
Pounding into pitch.
Let it work. Let it work.
Steffen, offensive foul, drawn by DeKuyper.
There's that team defense on display again from the Rams. Just all 5 guys that are holding up defensively. They try to attack a couple different times, unable to do so. Eventually you're going to get someone to try to do a little bit too much there. The push off, the elbow extended a little bit. Just enough to draw the offensive foul.
2 on DeKuyper. Andrew Landis set to check back in, so he's good to go after getting twisted up earlier at his knee. Deutsch handing off with some miscommunication to DeKuyper. Irwin working in the post against Bullhouse. Nice feed to Deutsch. Trying to hand off to Irwin. Finds pitch instead. There's a whistle. And out of bounds, and it's going back the other way. Landis will check in for DeKuyper.
3-second call on Deutsch there. He caught that one.
Whatever.
And I think he was trying to kick it out. Ended up doing so, but he just stayed playing it right there in the lane for a little bit too long, and the call coming there before the shot.
3:55 and less in the second. There's Bullhouse versus Irwin, quarterback on quarterback. Yant versus Gross. Trying to feed McLaren, taken away by pitch in the Rams and pushed to Landis. Irwin, pitch, swung Landis. Driving on Aldrink with a nice move into the trees, off the mark. Anderson has it poked away, stays with Rockford. Landis rips it free. That'll be a foul on Merritt Aldrink, and they'll send Andrew Landis to the line. They're still feeling it, I think, a little bit off that earlier collision. Group of subs coming up here for Coach Klein and the Ducks as Landis goes to the strike.
It looked like the footing just maybe not quite as sure as what he had been before he left the game with that injury. Good enough to come back in and be able to get to the basket. It looked like he was losing his footing and stumbling. A lot of that due to the contact as well.
First foul on Merritt Aldrink. If there's one trend of the last couple days, we have had a lot of missed free throws throughout the first 2 days, or the 2 days here at the Holiday Showcase. Coach Klein wants a timeout. He'll get a timeout. We will take
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
We got 2 seconds, by the way. We'll go off camera. Welcome back, Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. 20-12, 3:22 in the second. Game that's kind of ground to a halt, slopped up. Both teams have kind of been out of their rhythm. But if there's one thing I know about Coach Clough and this Rockford team, is it seems like when they're out of their rhythm, they almost seem to be at their best. When both teams are kind of struggling, it's physical, it's nasty, you just have to kind of hit a three, make a shot, find some offense here. That seems to always be where Rockford's at their best traditionally when you look at this team, as they really strive for and succeed in moments where other teams really struggle.
Yeah, I think it's that's a place that they feel comfortable, even though it might look a little sloppy at times, that they can really lock you down on defense, play really physical, turn into that 3-and-D really across the board.
Lansdale hit that one. It's a team with Rockford that, I mean, they can bring out some of those beautiful offensive anyone with the way that they pass the basketball, but certainly when it gets intense, when it gets physical, they feel good in that place, and normally Zeeland West does as well, but they've been a little bit out of it, especially from deep so far in this one. Stefan across for Bolhouse. Slow talk back out there for the Ducks. Stefan tries the three. Got it. We'll see if that can maybe start to turbocharge the Ducks a little bit.
I think so. The Ducks open, that really jumpstarts their offense. They've only had 4 points in the second quarter thus far. 15 is under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
First points of the ball game for Stefan. Gross out of the corner. Trying to feed that one off the foot of Orion Yant. Smart play by the sophomore there. He'll stay with the Rams at 2:41 in the second. DeKuyper set to come back in for Coach Clough. He will come back in for Andrew Landis. Again, Rams are forced to throw it deep into the backcourt where this will get started up. DeKuyper showing off maybe he should be the Rams quarterback next year. That was maybe what that throw was right there. Can beat the coverage over the top. Drive here from Boscombe. Up top, off the fake, Anderson knocks it down. Good shot.
Really well done. Anderson had the three, probably could have forced it up, but used the shot fake, get the defender to fly by, and then step in a couple feet just inside the arc and knock that down.
Yant trying to do it himself and gets fouled. That'll be the first of the quarter on the Rams. First on Bascom. Irwin will check in for Poop. Baker out of the corner. Able to fight his way to the rack and score. Luke Baker getting on the score sheet for the first time in the ballgame. I think they're going to need to see a lot more number 3 offensively if they're going to come back in this one.
Yeah, they're going to need to get him a little bit more involved there off the inbound pass. Overloading the right side, then dumping it to him in the corner and let him go to work.
Gross slithering to the rim. Yant will push it for the Ducks. Baker, corner. Rattles that one out. Stefan keeps the possession. Fighting to the basket, no. Gross the board. Final 90 seconds of the half. DeKuyper. Nice reaching shot from Mike DeKuyper.
Had to put a nice little spin on that one at the end. Covered a lot of ground and then underhand finish with the left hand.
Foul on Stefan. Or on Anderson, I beg your pardon. Anderson will be among the group taking a seat right here. Second foul on the Rams. First of the ball game on Anderson. Bolhouse. With an 8-point deficit right here are the Ducks, and Stefan is fouled by Pitch. Third on the Rams this half.
Stefan was trying to stop his momentum there. try to make a move with the ball, then end up getting tied up. Pitch got a hand in there, commit the foul.
Second foul on pitch. Yant finding Steffen. Final minute of the first half. Here's Baker. Bounding into Landis. It'll be a block. Fourth on the Rams, and now the Ducks in one possession, going from nowhere near the bonus to maybe a chance for free throws.
Yeah, Landis really trying to step out there, cut off the drive as they were just going around the perimeter, but contact there. Landis maybe selling the flop just a little bit, draws the charge, or not the charge, the block foul.
Yeah, Putin Anderson in for the respective teams. Here comes Merritt Aldrich as well. That's foul number 2 on Landis, so he'll likely take a seat for the rest of this half of play. Aldrich with 55. 3 for Baker. Got it.
Baker, 5 points. Now all coming here late in the second quarter, trying to get him going as they approach halftime. Ducks hoping that carries over later into this one.
A good little run from the Ducks here to bring it within 5 to end things here. 35 seconds. Looks like DeKuyper and company are content to hold for the final shot for the Rams. Here comes Bolhouse to start the pressure. 13 seconds. DeKuyper with 10. Bolhouse on him with 8. DeKuyper, corner, Bascom, the sophomore, to the rack. Can't get the finish, the touch no as well. And that'll send us to the half, 25-21. Game that's living up to the hype so far. Heavyweight battle, physical battle between these two teams. Your first thought, CT?
Yeah, it's been a defensive game for both teams to this point. Neither team really ever getting into a rhythm offensively. The Ducks able to make a little push to get themselves closer there before the half, but both teams playing some really physical basketball there.
25-20 at the break. Rockford over Zeeland West. Don't go anywhere. A lot more to get to here on our Farmers Insurance halftime show.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Michigan hearing experts sell and service several brands of hearing aids. Are you having trouble having a conversation or unable to hear the latest play of the game? We perform comprehensive hearing exams and use real ear measurements to ensure optimal functioning hearing aids for your unique needs. Our highly trained doctors of audiology are dedicated to helping you reconnect with your world. Visit MichiganHearingExperts.com to find a location near you and take the first step towards better hearing with Michigan Hearing Expert.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grsof.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Zeeland West and our Farmers Insurance halftime show. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you. 25-20, Rockford over Zeeland West at the half. CT, some stats.
All right, for the Ducks, leading scorer, Yant with 6 points. Baker had 5. Aldrich with 4. And Steffen with 3. And Bolhouse with 2 for the Rams. couple scorers with 6 points. Irwin and Landis each had 6. And Pitch and Gross with 3. DeKuyper and Anderson and Boscom with 2. And Poot had a point.
All right, let's take a look back here on one of our new features that we're working out here on game night. How about some highlights from the first half of play in this one? And we'll open things up with a nice drive from Merritt Aldrich, able to reach and able to score right there. Take one more look here at Merritt. He's able to snake his way to the rim. So dangerous doing that exact type of thing that has carried the day for him and his team throughout the years. A lot of highlights from Rockford as well. First, though, the block. Aldrich, Yant, each getting a piece of that one aggressively in the lane for Zeeland West. And then the Rams on offense. Drake Irwin muscling his way to the rim for the and one. He was unable to convert the three-point play on the field goal after, but one of the highlights of the first half with his muscling to the rim right there. And then snaking to the rim, one of the best finishes of the game. Mike DeKuyper looking at it one more time right here as he's able to snake, score on the reverse layup, and get the points on it right there. So look back at the first half from this one, CT. Again, a game that was just physical and tough, so for good reason. Some of the plays of the half coming from tough finishes through contact and having to snake through guys.
Yeah, I think so. The two ways that both teams have been able to score is either hitting a couple threes, which really haven't been a ton for either team, and then a couple of really tough attacks to the basket. It's pretty much always going to be contested. There's always a couple bodies there. It's been really difficult to try to finish around the rim, but both teams have been able to find opportunities to do so.
Absolutely, that certainly has been the case. Second half in this one, I think one of the keys that we are definitely going to be looking at is Zeeland West probably trying to get Merritt Aldrich going. Rockford, with their physical defense, have done quite a bit to shut him down so far. Just 4 points for Merritt. You would think inside and out, his play is going to be very critical leading the way for the Rams in the second half.
Yeah, able to get him offensively, got 4 points in the first quarter, but then nothing there in the second. And so the Ducks going to try to continue to find a way to get him the basketball, whether it's going to be him handling the basketball and trying to get the offense going, or try to get some motion off from that, away from the ball, and get him involved.
All right, a lot more still to get to. Dunk One Arrow right back here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio.
The 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas, the point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Hey everyone, Nate from Michigan Game Night. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the MGN shop. You can find it through MichiganGameNight.com or the Michigan Game Night page on Michigan Sports Radio. Click on the Buy MGN Merch button or tab on either page and find your way on over. You can check out a store that has hats, beanies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, water bottles, and everything in between, from just simple MGN logo designs to playoff featured designs, designs with famous calls and moments from MGN, and much, much more. Make sure you check out the MGN shop through MichiganGameNight.com or MichiganSportsRadio.com/MGN.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks.
votes this one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, Farmers Insurance halftime show. Rockford back out warming up, getting ready for the second half. They lead by 5 at the break, about 2 minutes till this game gets underway. Let's go over some keys to the second half. Let's start with the Rams. First off, one of the Rams' keys is they want this game to stay as physical and being called as physical as it has been, because it's allowed them to really counteract some of their size advantage with the kind of physicality they've been able to play on the bigger Ducks players. It's kind of backwards how you normally think about it, but it certainly is how this has played out.
Yeah, I think if they, if the officials let it play out as it did in the first half there, the Rams can continue to really blitz the Ducks on defense and play really physical, force them well out from underneath the basket. The on-ball pressure was really intense throughout most of the first half, and so I think if they continue to do that on defense, the Ducks are going to have a hard time getting into their offense.
For the Ducks, we talked about how they have to get Merritt Aldering going. Luke Baker started to find his groove a little bit offensively. Really, for Zeeland West, it's trying to find some offensive rhythm because they have just really been taken out of it by this physical, terrific defensive effort from the Rams.
Yeah, it's going to take those two playing well together. I think one of them's going to have to really move off the ball, one of them worth the basketball, and it's going to be tough. The Rams defense, with the intense pressure that they play with, it's difficult for one-on-one to try to win and drive to the basket. I've seen them be able to do it occasionally, but to do it consistently is going to be difficult. So you kind of need those two guys to play well within the offense and able to help each other out.
At the end of the day, we're watching Landis versus Aldering, too, the two guys that go off and were our players of the game last night from the two contests here at the Holiday Showcase, and certainly led the way. Just 6 for Landis, battled some injuries as well. He got knocked around in that first half. Aldering just 4. I think both coaching staffs certainly are looking for ways to get number 14, number 24 respectively going.
Yeah, I think each of these teams, in a game where offense has been kind of difficult, the points really haven't been there a ton. The leading score is not going to be a big number. It's not going to be a 20-point performance more than likely from either one of these guys, but you're looking for one of them to really step up here and try to get you some tough shots down the stretch.
Rams take it to start the second half. Here we go. Lineups that open the ball game will open your second half of play. To Kuiper, to Landis. He'll try the 3. Can't knock that one to go down off the bat. Bolhouse and Steffen in the backcourt. Baker on the wing. Yant, Aldering up front for Zeeland West. You see Poop picking up the defense on Aldering. Bascom out there along with Irwin, Landis, and de Kuiper for the Rams to open the second half. Off the foot of Bolhouse. Chases it down and just able to save it from the over and back. De Kuiper runs to a good defense from the Rams to force some chaos right there.
That possession really thrown off once Bolhouse dribbled it off his foot there, extended way back towards the backcourt.
De Kuiper trying to drive in. He travels doing so, sidestepping the charging defender, and the Rams take over, or the Rams give it up.
After the first minute of the third quarter, looks like a lot of the same stuff from the first half is carrying over. The physical play on both ends, some turnovers from both offenses.
Steffen versus Landis right here. Steffen with 3 points in the game on a made triple. Bolhouse for Baker, who had 5 all right at the end of the second quarter. Charging to the rack and 1. A tough finish from Luke Baker.
That's something Baker can do right there with the pressure on the defender right in his face. As soon as he catches the basketball, reverse course, rip through strong, and then go and attack downhill.
Second foul on Bascom. Baker converts the 3-point play. He suddenly has 8 in the ball game. 2-point contest. I think that's probably where Zeeland West has to be comfortable. Embrace that sort of physicality. Use your size at the basket. De Kuiper off the drive, cut off by Bolhouse. Poot up top, back to De Kuiper. Drake Irwin picked up by Yant. Aldering helping out. Poot on the floor. That'll be a tie-up. Alternating possession goes Zeeland West's way. They can tie or take the lead this possession. Good start to the second half for a fired-up Coach Klein and his team.
Yeah, offensively getting some points from Baker, the three-point play, and then on defense locking it down as well, forcing a lot of passes on the perimeter, and as soon as they try to get it inside, clamping down, forcing the turnover on the loose ball.
Here's Merritt Aldering, just 4 points for the Indiana State commit in the first half. Bullhouse to Aldering again. Or sorry, to Steffen. Baker. Bullhouse. Trying to go inside. Great play by the sophomore. Bascom to rip it away. Rams to run. And that will be a carry from Bascom. Got kind of crossed up, trying to drive by Aldering.
Bascom trying to take that one all the way up the floor after he knocked it free, able to get possession of it. On the defensive end, was going to take it up and then look to make a play as he was approaching the offensive end, but the carry there is a little hesitation.
Yant out of the double, stripped and stolen by Irwin. Outletted for DeKuyper down the floor with some pressure from behind. Aldering turns it away. Back to Irwin. Foul on the floor. And that foul is going to be on Trenton Bullhouse. First down Bullhouse. First down the team.
The Ducks defense just trying to recover there after another loose ball situation. The Rams chasing it down.
Into the backcourt, stolen by Aldering, and he'll get the possession. Terrific play, chasing into the backcourt by Merritt Aldering.
I think Aldering's seen that a couple times where the Rams just lollipop it way over the top into the backcourt, and so far the Ducks hadn't really contested a whole lot. The Rams just been able to chase it down, and Aldering, seeing that, knew it was coming once again in the effort play.
Foul on Poot. Second on the team in the quarter. Second on Poot. You can feel the momentum changing a little bit. It is still a home game and a charged up student section right in front of where this play is happening as well. It's turned even more physical in some regards than it was in the first half. More grinding offense, harder to come by. And Zeeland West trying to slowly bring their way back to even. They can do it again on this possession. Nice find. Yant to the basket. Tie game.
Yeah, the Rams there defensively trying to sell the push-off. Might have been a little bit of one, but it allowed an opening for the Ducks to attack and get the basketball down to Yant underneath.
Landis. In the lane, floater, Rams back on top. Good touch from Andrew Landis.
Yeah, first points of the second half for the Rams here, over 3 minutes in.
Steffen to Yant. Steffen again, blocked. Irwin to the corner, able to knock that one away. Pitch and Gross will check in for the Rams.
Great recovery from Irwin there. Looked like going to be an open corner three, but able to run out there, close out, and get a piece of that one.
Merritt Aldering working to tie. High off the glass, no. Rams push to Landis the length of the floor. Nice find, nice finish. Rams back up by 2 scores.
Yeah, off the miss there, and the defensive rebound, seeing an opportunity to get out. Landis running the floor. Great recognition to see him get the pass down there.
Landis into double-digit scoring. Aldering off the drive, will go to the line. Foul on Pitch. That'll be his third and the third on the Rams, so Pitch in a little bit of foul trouble off the bench.
I saw Baker be able to do that earlier, made the shot and got to the free throw line for the three-point play. Now Aldering, similar flip on the other side though. Made it difficult as multiple Rams there again with some contact underneath and an awkward fall for Aldering, but he's going to be able to get to the free throw line.
Anderson and Anderson in for their respective sides, Kai and Seth.
First point right there for Aldering since early on in the first quarter. He's got 5.
And we'll bring it back to a 1-score game. We've gotten to the second half of the third quarter here. Gross to the basket. I think Anderson almost got a piece of that, but it didn't matter. Gross able to get the finish. He's got 5.
Gross giving up a lot of size right there, but somehow able to get that one to go up and in.
Rams pressuring in the full court. Baker through the contact from pitch. Yant, Steffen, nice find to the rack. Hard foul on Merritt Aldrink. And that's going to be on pitch, and that'll be his 4th and the 4th on the team.
Aldrink putting his body on the line his last couple of possessions, going strong. It's going to come with a price as the Rams have been super aggressive, continue to be. It's been a lot of contact in midair, which, again, another awkward landing for Aldrink.
Landis will check in for the Rams. And pitch again, working with 4 fouls. We'll have to take a seat. Irwin versus Baker here. With some space blocked by Aldrink. Back to Irwin. Underneath. Tied up with Aldrink. Stays with the Rams. And some extracurriculars all around at the end of that one in the scrum.
I think inadvertently a couple extra bodies falling on top of Irwin as Aldrink and Irwin down on the floor, and then laid some contact in there. No fouls called after the initial jump ball.
Will be a foul on Aldrink. Yeah, there will be a foul. So Aldrink does get a foul. It'll be his 2nd, team 2nd. Inbound to Irwin. Will stay with the Rams.
Be physical.
To Kuiper Peering.
Stay kind.
Lobbed into the backcourt for Bascom again. It was Aldrink sticking with him on that backcourt inbound lob.
Yes, man.
Drive from Landis to the rack. Nice finish. We normally look at Andrew Landis as a sniper. He's doing his dirty work now at 12. Driving the basket. Offensive foul. Goes back the Rams' way.
Kuiper catching the Ducks, sleeping there a little bit on the inbound pass, able to get set up. Sees the move coming. It's another possession for the Rams after a tough finish from Landis. He's got 6 points now in the 3rd, 12 total.
That's 3 fouls on Steffen, 3 on the team as well. Bascom versus Bolhouse, turning, scoring, good work from the sophomore. Rams back up 8.
That tough possession down in the paint, foot in the paint.
Ducks forced to call a timeout. Now the Rockford faithful to their feet. We'll be right back here from Zeeland West.
It's a beautiful time of year, but for many, it is also the beginning of allergy season, which means lots of sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, runny nose, constant drainage, or ear pressure. These are all allergy symptoms we regularly treat. Don't let your allergy stop you from enjoying what you love to do outdoors. We have several ear, nose, throat, and allergy specialists ready to see you. Find us online at MichiganENTallergy.com. We look forward to helping you enjoy the outdoors again.
Welcome back. Zeeland Holiday Showcase, final game. 2:41 in the 3rd. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. The Rams have stretched it back up to 8. And what continues to be the most physical and playoff-esque game of this week so far. Aldrink. It's a huge week, by the way, as the Rams bring the pressure on Michigan Sports Radio, continuing into the next couple of days. The Hudsonville Showcase, Grand Rapids Catholic Central at the Motor City Round Ball Classic, the concluding games of the Cornerstone Holiday Tournament, all on Michigan Sports Radio. What a reach and finish from Merritt Aldrink.
He's been trying to do that now. Last couple minutes, been fouled pretty much every time he tried to. That time, able to get off enough. The defense, they're not committing the foul, and Aldrink with the left hand.
It's going back the other way. Couple changes. Slotak and Steffen coming in here for Coach Klein. 2:06 to go in a 35-29 ball game. Bohaus fouled by DeKuyper. That'll be the 5th on the Rams, and that will send, Slotak fouled. That'll send him to the line.
Even though a lot of contact being allowed and the physicality still there, enough fouls committed in the 3rd quarter now by the Rams. Ducks going to have minute 53 if they're able to draw a few more to try to get to the free throw line. A couple chances.
2 on DeKuyper. Issues at the free throw line right now for Zeeland West, pausing a little bit of their comeback efforts. Missed a couple throughout this 3rd quarter. Slotak gets himself on the score sheet. Final 2 minutes of the 3rd, and a 5-point game again. Right back to where we started, 10-all in this quarter. Landis out of bounds. Coach Clough disagrees fervently, but it'll go back the other way.
Landis just a little bit closer to the sideline there than he maybe anticipated as he caught the basketball, stepping over the line, and the official will be able to see right down there and see his foot.
Getting the Rams with some pressure in the backcourt, and Merritt Aldrich run the offense. The senior with 8 in this game. 4 in this 3rd quarter. Steffen. Throwing across and out of bounds. Some miscommunication there, trapped in the corner. Rams will take it again, 120.
They're trying to throw that pass all the way across to the opposite wing, but some miscommunication there as that area had just been vacated. No one there to try to get that pass.
DeKuyper. Irwin driving on Yant, blocked by Yant.
Off him! Help him! Help him! Right off his arm. Over and out!
DeKuyper to throw in with 1:04 in the 3rd. Yant got a piece of it. Irwin. Corner. Triple. Off the mark for Poot. Stays with Rockford.
Rams getting a couple looks here on this possession late. Under a minute to go now, and off a couple misses. Out of bounds once again off the Ducks.
Coach Clough bringing both of his sophomores out on the floor here. .51 seconds. DeKuyper gets the defense here from Slotak. 5'11" junior will crowd him. DeKuyper will set up, and the Rams will let the clock go until the 5-second clock that is forced to come on here from Slotak. Inside 37 seconds, DeKuyper will start up the dribble. DeKuyper and the Rams are fine with letting this go to the end of the quarter. 35-30 Rockford. Feels a little bit like a 1st to 40 grinder here to close the Zeeland Holiday Showcase. 14 on the clock. Rams will get the final shot with Michael DeKuyper. Screen from Bascom. DeKuyper trapped up. Finding Irwin with 3. Bounding into the lane. A travel with 1 second. Coach Clough does not love that possession out of his team. And the Ducks will get one last chance to try to heave it down and see what they can get.
Irwin trying to make that move and curl around. End up taking that extra step.
Bohaus lobs picked off by Landis. We go to the final quarter, 35-30. It was all even in that quarter. And this one is all to play for still. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
What What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Welcome back. Final quarter, 35-30. Rockford over Zeeland West. It was all even 10 apiece in that frame. And we sound like a broken record, but it's true. Physical, tough, nasty. You're going to have to win this game on those sort of margins if you're going to come away winners and, you know, be the quote-unquote impromptu showcase champions.
Yeah, I think that's only going to get upped here in the fourth quarter. Seen it play out through the first three, and the intensity only going up from there. And saw a couple mini runs, which feel probably a lot bigger than what they actually were from both teams. Rams having one, the Ducks answering there. Right back to a 5-point game.
Rams again get it to start the final quarter.
Yes, Mary. Good job, Dart. Good job, Dart.
Bascom out of the corner. Landis.
Going up.
Defended by Yant. Tries a tough three. Down to Alderink. West will slow it down. Alderink again, 8 points in this game. Baker with 8 as well. Alderink up top. Bullhouse stepping around Landis. Back for Alderink. West taking their time to set this possession up. Drive from Alderink. Feeding Baker from the corner. Falls short. To Kuiper off and running. One minute gone. Both teams got one possession in. I think that's more of the kind of pace we can expect both these teams to operate with in the final quarter. To Kuiper in the lane. Timeout, Coach Clough. 6:49 in the fourth. Full timeout. We'll take one as well. I'll be right back.
Hearing experts sell and service several brands of hearing aids. Are you having trouble having a conversation or unable to hear the latest play of the game? We perform comprehensive hearing exams and use real ear measurements to ensure optimal functioning hearing aids for your unique needs. Our highly trained doctors of audiology are dedicated to helping you reconnect with your world. Visit MichiganHearingExperts.com to find a location near you and take the first step towards better hearing with Michigan Hearing Expert.
Welcome back. Zeeland West, Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, closing game of the Zeeland Holiday Showcase. And the championship game, as we've been calling it. Both winners yesterday, Rockford, Zeeland West. Rams by 5 has pretty much been the score difference throughout this one.
It's been pretty consistent, going back and forth. Rockford extending the lead, and Ducks cutting back into it. And a minute 11 into this fourth quarter, no scoring on either end. I think we'll see probably some pretty long possession for either team. For the Rams, you got the lead. Don't want to get too crazy and turn the basketball over, and they have some longer possessions in the half court. But the Ducks as well, down just 5 points. They don't really have to go that quick either. They don't have to run strictly in transition. They can try to get some looks that they're comfortable with.
Rockford team, I distinctly remember one of the games we had of them last year. I think there was at least 1 2-minute possession that they mixed in there at points in games. If it's physical, if they're defending you well, Coach Clough's team is willing to work it around, milk the clock, and eventually find something. Here's Landis, spinning and jumping to pitch. The triple try, got it. Big one for pitch.
Now Landis off the dribble, able to get the defense's attention there as he was spinning. Looked like, after he's been able to attack the basket a couple times successfully earlier in the game, the defense having to respect it.
Driving, scoring, and one, Baker.
Baker from the left corner catching that one and attacking with a purpose along the baseline. Difficult angle as he was trying to fight back more towards the middle of the floor. Able to do so, though, through the contact. Didn't have the clean look at the dunk like he wanted, but somehow the roll's still down.
And that is on pitch. That is his 5th he is done for the night. So really the best kind of 6'6" size option to match up against Alderink and company off the floor for the rest of the evening for the Rams. 3-point play good.
Yeah, similar start to the fourth quarter. Baker 3-point play early on in the third. Now here 1 in the fourth. Ducks once again going to try to ride that momentum.
We're back to 5 after all that. Landis. Corner Gross. The sophomore, a tough one. Hits it over top of Yant.
Big 8 points for Gross off the bench.
He was huge yesterday. Foul on the floor. And it's going back the other way.
Yeah, and Gross right back there on the defensive end that time, drawing the charge.
Drive from Bascom, steps on the end line. West will take it with 5.5 to go.
Merritt and Baker both there forcing the drive along the baseline, a tough angle. The only way for him to try to get back, he had to step out along that baseline before able to get back underneath.
Bullhouse. Stepping back to Alderink. In the lane, tough one, got the finish. Merritt Alderink, what shot making in this final quarter? He's got 10.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the right initially, but the defense cutting him off there, but pivoting back to the left. Tough shot in the mid-range.
We haven't had a ton of replays and looks coming for the postgame until this quarter, and some of the back and forth that we've suddenly seen. 6-point ball game. Landis off the drive, in the lane, offensive foul, drawn by Steffen. Second of the quarter on the Rams.
Landis trying to get up close once again to the basket, driving that way, but Steffen getting set, anticipating that one the entire way.
That's 3 on Landis. Poot will come in for Gross. Alderink, good work, flying, scoring. Merritt Alderink starting to take over.
Now letting him handle the basketball the entire way up the floor. That time they were setting that up from the start. Gonna let him attack.
What a luxury it is for Coach Klein to be able to go to a guy like that to handle the basketball start to finish on a possession. He jumps the passing lane, still taken by Bascom, feeding, Irwin scores.
A tough one for Irwin there. He lost the basketball as he was going up, but somehow able to keep hand on it, keep going up with the right just enough.
Baker out of the corner, watched by Irwin. Here is Alderink. Poot gets the defensive matchup on him. Spinning to the rack and jumping to the corner. Triple try, Baker! Off the mark, forward to Landis. Landis all the way, getting the finish again on the slash. Timeout from Coach Clough as his team goes back up 8. Andrew Landis again getting it done. He's got 14, and like I said, CT, yesterday as he scored nearly 30, it was just a show from deep and constant sniping from Andrew Landis. It's been a little different. The three-pointer hasn't been there as much for him. He's doing a lot of damage, slashing and scoring at the rack. I mean, he's got some taller defenders to slither through, and he's been doing just that.
Yeah, his first points of the night came from beyond the arc, but since then it's been entirely from 2-point range and attacking. There again, up in the air, off balance, some tough finishes around the basket. It's been difficult, especially with the size of the Ducks defenders down there, but once he gets a little bit of space, some separation, it's been very crafty in the lane.
At the same time, Merritt Alderink, I think we have a little bit of the game plan of what things offensively might look like for Zeeland West and Coach Klein He's letting Merritt take it. A couple possessions in a row. He's got a size mismatch, drive from the wing, take it straight to the basket. Seems to be working a little bit. I think Zeeland West is going to continue to look to that.
Yeah, probably their most consistent option that they're going to try to turn to late in the fourth quarter, where they can have a guy, especially at that size, a luxury to let him handle the basketball up the floor, feel comfortable with that the entire way. Been trying to get him involved off the ball at times throughout the course of this game, but haven't had a ton of success. And so when you need a bucket and desperately need some points to try to keep up, they can turn to him and really let the offense flow there.
3:34 to go in the ball game. 45-37. Rams have stretched it back up to 8. They'll set up some full court pressure right here against the Ducks. Aldrink looking to race by Poot, who was drawing the defense and will stay with the matchup right here. Aldrink driving on to Kuiper, block. That'll be the third on the Rams this quarter. Kuiper took a shot right there, but didn't quite get set. That'll be his third.
Yeah, I think Kuiper saw that move coming. Tried to move the feet just enough, but it's just a half second too late. Aldrink already made up his mind, was going that way. Foul on the defense.
Up top, Bullhouse, 3. Can't get it off the inbound feed and find. Yeah, keeps it. Now Stefan tries it. Got it!
Stefan, his second triple now. A big one right there. Keeps the Ducks within striking distance, under 3 minutes to go. Looked like might have been a foul as well, potentially a 4-point play, but no call.
A travel, goes back the other way. And just like that, the crowd into it as well.
Every time it's felt like the Rams have started to pull away a little bit, the Ducks have had enough of an answer, haven't been able to come all the way back, but keep themselves right around this 5-point range.
Bullhouse up top, cuts it to a one-score game.
Three-ball then struggled for the Ducks most of the night, but now in back-to-back possessions, hitting a couple of them, almost all the way back here, down to a one-score game, and the crowd really coming alive.
Driving to the corner, settled down by Landis. He's fouled. That'll be the second of the quarter on Zeeland West, and the foul goes on Miles Stefan. That is his fourth. 4 on Stefan. Gross will check in for Poot right here, so I'm curious who's going to pick up the Merritt Aldrink matchup then defensively. Aldrink's guarding Gross. Inbound. Out of bounds, Zeeland West basketball. .2:17 to go. Chance to tie or take the lead for Zeeland West, and all the momentum now swung back in their direction. Stefan into Kuiper here. Good find for Bullhouse. Inside 2 minutes, 2-point game. Aldrink up top. Travel. Shuffle the feet on the start. Rams will take it. Gross will check in for Poot.
They've been setting that up. Finally at the top of the key, Aldrink was going to try to go, but moving the feet a little bit too quickly as he caught it and then was looking to go.
Rams been going offense for defense between the sophomore Gross, the junior Poot. They'll do it again here, and Gross will run the offense with 1:43. Over to Kuiper. To Kuiper. To Bascom along the baseline. Landis swinging to Gross up top. Inside 90 seconds to go.
They'd had a couple chances to try to score there, but the Rams going to play keep away for right now.
Battled around on the floor. Held ball. Zeeland West basketball. As they get things cleaned up. Another chance to tie or take the lead for the Ducks.
That's where you start to play a little bit dangerous, is when your offense is strictly trying to keep the basketball away. You might have had a chance. Boscom down along the baseline, or Landis in the corner might have had a three, trying to run as much time as you can, but you also then run the risk of turning the basketball over, as they did right there.
Gonna get the floor a little cleaned up right here at the end of the play. 45-43.
Hey, Miles.
We've said it since the start. It feels like a playoff game. Not just the intensity in the gym, but the style, the physicality of the ball game. And I think both of these coaches are going to love the opportunity to see how their teams can respond in this moment in December, because you can't recreate this very often this early in the year. 1:18 to go. Zeeland West down 2. Coach Klein will take a timeout as they get it over the half-court line. We'll stay with you through the break. Welcome courtside, Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. All right, CT. Zeeland West, it's been a game where they've chipped away. Rockford has come back. They've chipped away again. Rockford has come back, and the game stayed right around that 5-point advantage. This is truly the best chance for Zeeland West. They really haven't led start to finish in this game to find a way to get points, tie, take the lead. All the momentum is on their side. This feels like the biggest possession of the ball game, quite possibly.
Yeah, I think so. I think Coach Klein for the Ducks understanding that as well, calling this timeout right there, knowing this possession, just get the turnover on the jump ball on the other end, and now had a couple looks at it to try to take the lead or tie this game up and haven't been able to do so, but time's starting to run out a little bit, and still, of course, just a one-possession game. There's going to be a lot of plays left to make, but understanding that if they can make a shot right here, tie it up, they can really seize all the momentum.
Certainly a game where, even though they're in the traveling black uniforms, this is obviously on the home floor, the home court advantage for Zeeland wrapping up their own tournament. 1 minute, 14 seconds to go. Rockford 45, Zeeland West 43. Rockford is going to set up a 2-3 zone out of the timeout. The first time we've seen a zone out of the Rams. Now they'll morph into some man-to-man defense off the setup. Inside a minute to go. Steffen for Bullhouse, for Aldrink, for the lead. Off the back rim, Bullhouse skies to the rebound, but Poot rips it away for the Rams. 49 seconds to go. DeKuyper hassled and fouled, third on the team. And still one more to give here for Zeeland West, so they can be very aggressive defensively. Gross will check in.
Hey, Dort! Bingo 24. Let him text in bingo.
Second foul on Bullhouse as well. 3 on either team in the quarter.
We got 3. We can be aggressive. Be aggressive. Come on, man.
Here's Gross working around Aldrink. He'll back it out with 37 seconds. Over for DeKuyper. He's fouled by Bullhouse. Now 3 on Bullhouse. Now 4 on the team. And 1 away. Rockford will go to the line to the next foul. Kai Anderson will check in here. Steffen will take a seat. There's Steffen working in foul trouble. Into the backcourt for Gross with 32 seconds. Fouled by Aldrink. It'll be Gross, the sophomore, to the line. Free throw is going to help determine the ball game.
Yeah, at the start of possession, the Ducks had a couple fouls to give. Play it out, force the Rams to inbound a couple different times, unable to get the turnover off of that, but then committing the foul pretty quickly. Now just under 30 seconds, going to try to make this a free throw game down the stretch.
8 points for the sophomore off the bench. He had 15 yesterday. Big one. 3-point game. This could be an even bigger one. Bascom and Steffen in for the respective sides. Defense for offense here. One more for Gross to make it a 2-possession game with 30 seconds to go. Missed it. Board to the Rams. And Gross picks up his own rebound. Timeout from Coach Clough. What a big moment from Gross. The sophomore misses his free throw, but with the strong head to make sure that he snagged his own board and ultimately kept the possession, and then Coach Clough able to get that quick timeout called as well to keep possession.
That's been well done by the Rams in this possession. Inbounding it multiple different times, getting to the free throw line. Gross 1 or 2 short on that second one, but seeing the rebound bouncing right back towards the middle of the lane, able to go up as one of the smaller players on the floor. Not an easy rebound for him to go up and get. And then, of course, Coach Clough right there to get the timeout before the Ducks could try to tie him up.
Possession arrow is Rockford's way at the moment as well. 27 seconds to go, 46-43 Rockford. And again, you're likely going to see a setup of a lot of pressure on the inbound here, trying to get a steal if you're Zeeland West. Otherwise, then they're asking for a couple of fouls, and this is going to turn to much more of a quick shot, quick foul game for the final 30 seconds.
Yeah, definitely, and the Rams have quite a few guys that are comfortable handling the basketball, that they don't have to turn just to one guy and try to get it inbound, as well as at the free throw line. They've got quite a bit of depth and guys that can shoot some free throws at a pretty high percentage.
Merritt Aldrich checking with the scorer's table how many fouls he had, sitting at 3 right now with 27 seconds to go. Rams are under the bonus. Inbound and a foul. That will send Irwin to the line. Let's see who they got this foul on. It looks like it's going to be on Baker. So Irwin to the stripe, 3rd foul on Baker.
And that pass there, they were trying to get a look on the left block. They weren't going to just throw it out and try to run some clock there.
Big one from Irwin. He's got 9. It's a 2-score game. Got them both. Ice at the line for the senior. 5-point game with 22 seconds. Here's Bullhouse. Fouled before he got the shot off. Good foul from Landis. His 4th.
The Rams going to try to foul a couple different times, take as much clock off as they can.
Bullhouse triple. Off the mark. And the Rams take it with 16 seconds. Substitutions for both sides. It looks like the Rams in good position to hang on. A gutsy win if they are able to do so, the way they held on down the stretch against all the momentum and all of the atmosphere. Inbound, nearly stolen by Bullhouse. A foul is going to be called.
The pass put in a very dangerous place as the Ducks almost able to get in there. DeKuyper kind of had to reach back to try to get it. Put just enough in his back pocket to where he could reach back and grab it, and the foul had to be committed in order to grab it, but very close.
Foul is on Bullhouse. This will send DeKuyper to the line. Only 2 points for DeKuyper in this game. Remains 5 for the time being. Poot, Gross swap out for each other again. 15 seconds to go. 6-point game. Steffen checks into the ball game. Rams will show some pressure here. Steffen with 15 seconds has got to go. Big screen from Yant, no foul. Swung Bullhouse, the lefty from the 3. No good on that one. Chase to the ball. Tie up with 5 seconds and a whistle. Alternating possession off the tie-up, stays with the Rams with 5 seconds. Rockford going to go above 500 on the year with the win. Here's Gross. He'll let the clock go. That'll do it. A gutsy one, and the Rams hang on in the battle of the tournament winners. 49-43 your final. Rockford survives an all-out assault down the stretch from Zeeland West, and they come up victorious, and they go unbeaten during the Zeeland Holiday Showcase. CT, we'll transition into our Centennial Securities post-game show. Your first thoughts on this one? Like I said, Rockford, they had the control all game long, but it sure felt like there was a point in the middle of that quarter, one-score game, all the momentum and the basketball was Zeeland West. Merritt Aldering had a triple that would have taken the lead. It seemed like it was going away from Rockford, but a very gutsy win from the Rams to hang on.
Yeah, really good game from both sides, but the Rams throughout able to really play their physical style, a brand of basketball, and hold on. The Ducks making some pushes, especially in the second half, got it closer. Never could quite get back all the way to even or take the lead, but the Rams throughout staying true to what they are and able to get a close win.
A lot more still to get to here on our Centennial Securities post-game show, so do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. 49-43, Rockford hangs on, and the Rams take down the Ducks on their home floor to wrap up the Holiday Showcase here at Zeeland.
The 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas, the point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Hey everyone, Nate from Michigan Game Night. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the MGN shop. You can find it through MichiganGameNight.com or the Michigan Game Night page on Michigan Sports Radio. Click on the Buy MGN Merch button or tab on either page and find your way on over. You can check out a store that has hats, beanies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, water bottles, and everything in between, from just simple MGN logo designs to playoff featured designs, designs with famous calls and moments from MGN, and much, much more. Make sure you check out the MGN shop through MichiganGameNight.com or MichiganSportsRadio.com/MGN.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
All right, what a way to wrap up our Holiday Showcase coverage here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio from Zeeland. 49-43, Rockford become your, we'll call them the tournament champions. They're the only team to go unbeaten during the 2-day showcase. A gutsy win over Zeeland West for Coach Kluss's team to go to 4-3 on the year. Zeeland West drops their second game of the season. They go to 4-2. CT, I'll hand it over to you for some scoring, then we'll take a look at some of the highlights from this ball game.
All right, for Zeeland West, leading scorer, Merritt Aldering, 12 points. Baker with 11. Yant with 8 points. Stefan had 6. Bullhouse had 5. And Sudhak with 1 for the Rams. Landis led the Rams with 14 points. And it was Irwin with 10. Gross with 9. Pitch with 6. Boscom with 4. DeKuyper 3. Anderson 2. And Poot with a point.
All right, let's start again back to the first half, something we already looked at. Merritt Aldering, tough finish. This really starts to set the tone of the ball game early on, able to get in the lane and score a tough one. DeKuyper also the same sort of tough finish, flying to the rack. That's how you had to be able to score in this one. We'll show you highlights you can actually see now. And it starts off here with Zeeland West grinding possessions, and this was a really tough one from Baker. An and one finish at the end of the first half. He was able to twist it, or the start of the second half, I should say, able to twist his way, get to the rack for the and one. Good, tough finish from Baker there. Same thing can be said then for Aldering. This is all part of that run back for Zeeland West. It was Aldering slashing from the perimeter, getting downhill, getting to the basket. Pitch had an answer right almost immediately after that on the other side of the floor. The Rams able to work it around, a really nice spin and find from Landis. Pitch with space, knocks down the 3, and the Rams were able to keep pace. Baker then had his second tough and one of the ball game coming up right here. Able to work the baseline. He was thinking jam. He instead finishes through the contact for his second and one of the game. The Rams' terrific sophomore Gross. He had a couple of big games at the showcase, and this one was maybe his biggest triple from the corner over top of the closing defender. Able to knock that one down. Merritt Aldrink with an answer right back in the second half as he was able, after some ball movement around, to take the basketball, drive, and again, using all that 6'7" frame to finish tough in the lane. Final highlight we have, because the end highlights kind of all came from the free throw line, was Miles Steffen with the one that made it a one-score game with a tough triple from the corner, able to knock that one down. And then the Rams certainly went to work at the line after that, and that's where Rockford was able to close the ball game. Let's do some awards, CT. Let's start with our Farmers Insurance play of the game, and it's kind of a group of plays. You just saw all those great plays. Play of the game, not any of them. It was the Rams' work at the line. It came down to it at the end of the ball game. They needed smart possessions. They needed points at the free throw line. They got just that.
Yeah, I think so. I think, they were really playing physical most of the game, got to the free throw line at the end, and in a close game back and forth like that, you kind of knew it was going to come down to some free throws. The Rams able to hit enough of them to keep themselves in the lead, keep the Ducks a couple possessions behind, and force them into a tough spot.
Centennial Securities presents our winning game plan. Remember that Centennial Securities offers the investment and advice for your best financial game plan. We go to Coach Clough on what ultimately was kind of the game-winning possession in a lot of ways in this contest. It was when Merritt Aldrink had the triple try off that inbound, off the timeout. What did Rockford do out of that timeout? They brought a little bit of a hybrid look. They showed a 2-3 zone. They fell into man. You could tell that it kind of got Zeeland West, who was on a bit of a run, a little out of the rhythm. That one play from Coach Clough, mixing up the defense a little bit, going 2-3 into man-to-man, forced kind of a long, tough shot from Aldrink, and ultimately wound up keeping Rockford up for good.
Yeah, I thought really the entire fourth quarter, Coach Clough and the Rams really working the clock very well in a situation. That was one of them where, you throw a little defensive mix up there where it looks like you're going to be in that zone defense. They have to reassess what they were going to do just coming out of their own timeout, and so some time coming off the clock there, a few seconds ticking off. Then, of course, later on in the game, too, using their fouls, just making every second count and trying to run as much time off as they could, and that was part of it.
Rainbow Grill in Granville presents our player of the game. He was player of the game yesterday with a near 30-point performance, only 14 today, but he certainly did a lot of it, and he did it in a different way. Andrew Landis, yesterday, it was the snipe show from deep as he went from three time and time again. Three-pointers not necessarily there against the length and physical defense on the perimeter from Zeeland West. So what happened instead? Well, he may be a little bit of an undersized guard, but Landis time and time again took it to the rack, got the finish. He leads the Rams in scoring, and he leads the Rams to a victory.
Yeah, he was trying to shoot the three ball a little bit, got one early on, but then after that wasn't falling, able to adjust his game and get to the rim a little bit. And even though there was some size down low for the Ducks to try to protect the rim, he was able to hit some really difficult looks off balance, some different lay-ins that really helped the Rams offensively.
All right, Rockford picks up the win. Your final records in this one: Rockford goes 2-0 at the Holiday Showcase. Zeeland West and Covenant Christian each split, and then Zeeland East fell in both contests this week. Thanks for tuning in both the last couple of days here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. So much fun. Thanks, of course, again to Josh Glarum and Jordan Banstra, athletic directors at the respective schools here at Zeeland East and Zeeland West, for their help, not just getting us in the building and on the air, but also with helping provide the video coverage through the Huddle Cam, something that is we're fortunate to be able to do, and a fun experience for sure, and I hope you enjoyed these games the last couple days just as much as we did. Big weekend of basketball still with our partners at Michigan Sports Radio. The Hudsonville Showcase tomorrow, Granville-Hudsonville, both in action. I think I at least will be there as a fan checking out the Bulldogs, so make sure to stay high if you're there. And then the rest of the weekend, Grand Rapids Catholic Central is at Ferndale for the Round Ball Classic. The rest of the Cornerstone Holiday Tournament is wrapping up as well. All that action on Michigan Sports Radio the next couple days, so make sure you check that out. For Chandler Timmer, for everyone at Michigan Game Night and Michigan Sports Radio, I am Nate Dreyer signing off. We'll see you next time. Congrats to the Rams, winners and champions at the Zeeland Holiday Showcase.